There we go.
Yeah, but you missed it. I assume. Or did you hit start on that?
Oh, no, I had that going. We're good.
Oh, we're good. We're actually on now?
Yeah.
Dang it!
I've learned how to time this, man.
Okay, alright. Hi, what's going on? Welcome to Basements and Besties, episode 5. That's right. We've done 5 whole episodes. We've done 4 episodes. This will be our 5th episode, though. If you're still watching at this point, thank you.
Because you made it through a lot.
I mean, a lot. Like, we have, this is going to be 15 hours of material by the end of this. It's going to be insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
You made it through business planning.
Yeah,
How
you
are
made
you not?
it through
You made it through business planning the episode. Goodness gracious! Also, I just want to throw out a caveat for last week's episode. We had a technical malfunction. If you watched, I said last week's episode, 2 weeks ago's episode. We had a technical malfunction. The last 20 minutes of the game was just staring at the battle board while we were talking. So hey, for those of you who really don't like the shifting camera aspect, that last 20 minutes is nice, calm, pretty much nothing going on.
That one's for you.
So that was for you guys. Yeah, that was on purpose. A wink.
There isn't
Also,
a person who's in charge of that who just forgot.
I wasn't going to call anybody's name out, Connor, at all. I was going to do
we
that.
We also could just throw in that's also made by this FNGM terrain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Thank you for watching our 20-minute advertisement for that one piece of terrain I had. I don't even offer that particular piece of terrain for sale, though.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
You give them a taste and you hook them.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this. Couple of news items that we should discuss. Our actual first episode dropped today. So we
April
are.
14th.
It's April 14th. It's my birthday, and we're recording our 5th episode, but our first episode actually dropped today. So hooray! We've had people are watching it. That's great. I'm really happy. When I first did a YouTube video years and years and years ago, I got 117 views, and I thought that just blew my mind.
Impressive.
So this one is gonna reach that, I think. I'm really excited. So maybe so thanks to you, if you're still watching this. Haven't left
yet. Do you
yet.
know how many we have now?
It is up to 90 views.
90 views! 90 views! Very nice. Okay, wonderful. So, other piece of news, probably the most significant piece of news to happen this week. We have just been sponsored by Ian Publishing. What this means is that the people who make the game that we play, A5E Level Up, a kind of an advanced version of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons with a lot more depth. They are sponsoring us, so we are now officially Corporate Chills, and we are proud to be here. Let me tell you, 100%. No, I'm just kidding. We're not Corporate Chills. Thank you, though, Ian Publishing. We really appreciate the opportunity. So if you're watching because you're coming here from Ian World or you heard it to us through Ian Publishing, hey, awesome, great, good to have you. Good to play this game. Welcome aboard. Right. Okay, so. With that done, let's go ahead and get started on the Basements and Besties Dark Lanterns of Sharn, episode 5. We're going to go ahead and start going through the rituals. Ritual 1 is initiative. Let's go ahead and roll your initiative. Oh, is it not introductions? Is the introductions our first thing? Oh, I always get our ritual. We are not good at. I need to write down the ritual. Okay, we're going to do ritual number 1, which is introduce ourselves.
All right.
I need to roll.
We're going to go ahead and.
Will starts since that's the theme today. He hasn't done it.
Oh, it's my birthday. Hi, my name is Will Tramp, or This FNGM online. I am the narrator for the Dark Lanterns of Sharn game, and what is a fun fact about me? Fun fact about me. We're gonna go with birthdays.
Cool.
Okay. My favorite birthday memory was my little brother and I went to, he's only 10 months younger than me, we went out and did a tour of all the best places in town to drink an old fashioned. And it was super awesome. We went to like 5 different places to drink the best old fashions that Kansas City had to offer. It was a really good time, and it's a memory I'm going to hold dear for a very long time. So, yeah. So, nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Connor.
Hi guys, I'm Connor. I play Colton, a human warlock who made a deal with death, but he did not read the fine print on the contract, and is unsure of his side of the bargain. I made that too long. My favorite birthday memory is probably, I think I was 23 or 24, because I got to see a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in a very long time, who had moved halfway across the country, and he drove all the way up from Texas just to see me for a whole day.
Oh yeah, dude. That's super awesome.
Which, if you're watching, Ethan, love you, buddy.
If you're watching, Ethan, hi, I'm Will. I'm his new friend.
You haven't been replaced.
We're going to Sarah now.
My name is Sarah Tramp, and I play Deidre, who is, I don't have this numbers, a human rogue who is trying to find her place in a world without war. And I don't really have a favorite birthday memory.
But you have to for the purposes
I know,
of this.
but the birthday I remember most was when it was my 21st birthday, and I was basically handed shot after shot after shot until I said, hey, I have to go to the bathroom at a quick trip, and then I passed out in the bathroom.
Nice.
That's
Hey, we've
right.
all been there.
Yeah. And that's me.
And you're going to hand it off to?
Hi, I'm Colin. I play Brock, the bugbear berserker who finds life a little bit dull without an explosion every now and then. Let me think. My favorite, well, the only birthday memory that really comes to mind is, I think it must have been my 21st or 22nd birthday when I was living at my old apartment and had a bunch of friends over, and we got out the dining room table, set up all of our laptops, and played League of Legends drunk. And yeah, to the point where I was typing nonsense in the in-game chat to an audience of very confused people, I'm sure.
It's one of the only ways you can enjoy that game, and we all
Yeah.
know it.
Oh yeah.
A birthday LAN party.
Pretty much.
Very nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have a record of that conversation?
No, but ask Ian about it. He would probably he'd probably remember some.
We have a buy me a coffee now. Maybe we should offer as bonus content access to that conversation.
There's okay. You'll have to get in touch with Riot's legal department, I guess, to dig up the old chat.
Or
logs.
we can just get Colin drunk again and have him start typing to our
A
viewers.
recreate.
We should recreate. Let's just all get super fucking drunk, pull out our laptops, and somebody can teach me what League of Legends is.
You don't.
You
You
don't.
don't.
I still actively
It's not
play
worth
Diablo
it.
now.
And you're going to hand it off to?
Okay.
I am Cassie. I am playing Adelaide Oleander, a human bard whose own story has stepped outside of her Dragonmark house. It's not so much it's not a favorite by any means, but memorable. On Will's 30th birthday, I accidentally hit a small stray kitten
No!
with
The
a
story! Why would you tell me on camera?
You
with
hit
a
a what?
horseshoe. No, a small stray kitten.
Oh my god!
Accidentally
It was
with
an
a
accident.
horseshoe. Yeah, it was an accident.
Was it
One
a
of the girls was there, and I think it was about 6 at the time, so that was great. It was fine. It scared it, but it was okay afterwards.
No.
That's the lie we told you, Cassie, to make you feel better. That cat's dead!
And what's funny
No, it's
is
fine.
that we
That
all
cat's
said,
fine.
hey, Cassie, don't hit the cat.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right
Yeah.
before she beamed it.
The cat. It's the little cat's running around. We're like, "Hey, Cassie, don't hit the cat!" And the cat was like, way too close, right? Like you would have had to seriously biff that throw.
But
Not
it
even make it halfway
ran
across the-
after it had left my hand, the horseshoe. The cat ran towards the horseshoe pit, and it hit it right in the head.
Beamed, and that thing.
I know.
Yeah.
This is what we're starting this session off. Is oh boy, oh why would you tell that story?
Because that
oh,
is
no.
hilarious.
That is
the
setting the
most
tone.
hilarious story.
Who's the kitten that's going to take the horseshoe to the head this
Oh
game?
no! Yeah, that was
It's
the
me.
most
I'm the kid.
traumatizing birthday moments ever. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to thinking about my brother and old fashions.
That was so funny.
Okay, now let's
Other
go.
rituals. We have.
We
Right,
have
let's go to
initiative.
rituals that don't involve animals getting being with horseshoes.
Initiative, right? That was one of
Yeah,
them.
that's good. Yeah, let's roll initiative.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
Can I keep my roll?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, first of all, you don't make that decision, homie.
No. I said go ahead and give me your numbers.
Oh.
That's what I was saying. Go ahead.
16 for Colton.
16.
Excuse me, 18 for Colton.
18. A Brock.
Seems like the number's changing.
Well, I rolled a 16 and I have 2 dice here.
Brock.
12.
12.
12, okay.
Adelaide.
Also 18.
Ooh, we get some good initiatives tonight. Look at you guys.
12.
18.
All right, she's faster than me.
She can't stop rolling 18.
It's going to be 18 all night, so if that's our luck,
All the way down.
that'd be great.
See my new baby.
That looks
Beautiful.
so good.
My beautiful son.
Sarah and the kids got it for my birthday.
It's kind of in the shot, like it's behind your head, like it's on camera pretty much.
Honey, I'm super aware. They don't have jobs. They're 11, 9, and 2. All right. Okay, so we got the initiative out of the way.
Yes,
Wonderful.
we did.
Wow, look at that. It's 2018 to 1812. It's good initiative. Good initiative. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do ritual number 2. We're going to go ahead and do the coins.
Roll for our precious
Hey.
Roll for your
coins.
coins. You're going to use these coins. We've explained these in the past 4 episodes. If you don't know how they work, go see the previous episode.
They're all
Everybody has
in-
to take their coin. Remember, I get screwed out on this every
For the
time.
DM?
Thank you kindly. Take your coins and then see. Oh, there should be an extra.
There's
point.
an extra
I'll
one
take
in
the
there.
extra and put it aside. Okay, and then go ahead and roll your d6.
Hey, I get to cap it.
Hey! Pass your coins, mates!
Nobody gave me an extra coin.
Nothing
No.
extra.
No.
Ah,
the
yes,
ones
You
that
just need to get yours, and then the curse will be lifted, and we won't be skeletons anymore.
That was a wonderful reference.
Thanks.
I really appreciate that.
movie.
I love that movie too.
We all love Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, so ritual number 3. You guys are going to tell me and the people at home what happened last session. Recap. Go.
Whole lot of business meetings.
Whole
Once
lot of
more.
business.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We met McGurdy. Oh, we need to do it in chronological order, don't we?
And that's generally the best.
Yeah, that
way.
would be helpful.
Yeah, that's
I
usually
jumped
the
all the
best.
way to the end.
We,
Did I?
No,
We
McGurdy
started.
is actually
Oh,
this.
it is the
beginning.
start. Okay, I was right. Look at this.
Braun McGurdy.
Would somebody like to tell me what happened in that Braun McGurdy instead of talking
Okay,
about?
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
We went, so he came in and basically did almost like an inspection of the house, pointing out the things that he sees are going to be wrong and determined that, yes, the guild is going to be the best person for us to work with doing repairs and such.
Mm-hmm.
But we did ask him to build bunk beds.
Yes,
That
and also hired him, and also
Yes.
asked him his backstory, and also you guys wanted to deal with.
We
Now,
like
it's a lot of
McGurdy.
I'm like, you guys want no more interactions with Braun McGurdy. Get everything out of the way this one
We
time.
love McGurdy.
Yeah, McGurdy.
Okay, so you met Braun McGurdy. After you met Braun McGurdy, you met another central figure to the White Stag Manor. Who was the central figure that you met to White Stag Manor?
I'm horrible with names.
Sounds good. Who's the important figure that you met?
Gilda
Gilda
Dune.
Gilda Dune. And who is Gilda Dune? And why is she important to you?
Well, so Gilda Dune was the former manager of the White Stag under the previous 2 owners. And so we had requested a meeting with her to see about hiring her on to be our manager for the White Stag, which we all collectively agreed we wanted her.
Why did you want her? What do you like about Gilda Dune?
She was super organized. She's very prim and proper, but runs a tight ship. But seems like the tight ship is gonna be good versus the other option, which seemed like Hot Mess Express.
Yeah, who is the other option? Who is the other option, Connor?
A nice man who works across the street.
What was his name?
Froon.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was a nice man, so why didn't you choose him?
Because he lost the goddamn bar in a game of poker.
Yeah, he's not a very good manager, Emic Froome. No.
And
no.
you know what? I had that conversation with him myself. He came to me and I didn't want to do it. And I tried to get out of it.
Yep.
I may have thrown the party under the bus.
Yeah, a few times.
Definitely
Yeah.
definitely happened.
Back.
Okay, so while you're doing business meeting the
Simulator.
the level up A5E game,
Yeah.
which you also did some work for the town.
We
did.
did.
You met you met a captain of the guard, or captain within the guard by the name of
Yalister Silvermane.
Alistair Silvermane. Yeah. And what was he concerned with at the time?
He was concerned that the nightly street sweepers had encountered, I think one or a couple of them had disappeared, and the rest of them were, concerned about these not nightly, but abductions.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
we basically hired ourselves on to follow them around and see if we could determine what was happening to them.
And you were able to determine after a bit of time on what was going on. Sarah, why don't you go and tell them what has been abducting these street sweepers?
A carrion crawler.
Yeah, slithering up out of the sewers of Sharn to using its paralytic little tentacles to render them inert and then drag them off for a presumably tea party.
Not This time.
Not this time, mother. Because what happened? What happened with the carrion crawler, Cassie?
The party killed it.
We came up
Nice.
with a clever plan
We
to
did a
plant
violence.
ourselves within the cleaners and then waited.
And it worked.
And it
too.
worked.
Yeah.
I got to slide off a roof and shoot stuff.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Great recap. So, it has been now 2 weeks since that day.
Yep.
Each one of you have been kind of wrapping up some affairs, kind of taking a breather of sorts between in the wake coming up to the grand opening of the White Stag Manor. So before we get to that day, let's go ahead and talk about what you've been doing for the past 2 weeks of time. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Cassie, what has Adelaide been up to over the past couple of weeks?
So Adelaide's been working probably closely with Gilda Dune to ensure that everything is ready, everything is organized, and that we are publicizing to open the White Stag. So I've been making sure that this ship is ready to set sail and working with the guilds and Gilda to make sure that we're all set.
Yes, because the date that you want to open up, you're looking to open up the day before the Race of the Eight wins. Because the
Yes.
idea is that you have an opening night just to see how it's going to go, just to work out the kinks, and then ready for solid business the next day. So opening day for you is the 22nd of Larvion. So that's what you're shooting for, and that's where you're trying to help cover the next 2 weeks. So during this time process, I imagine that you and Gilda have been doing some budgeting, and the responsibilities you are taking over is to help save the business some money. But of course, there's some funds allotted to you for doing this work within the budget. So role-wise, what I would like you to do here, I'd like you to go ahead and give me or tell me, so what exactly have been your responsibilities?
I definitely think one of my responsibilities, given sort of my skill set, is publicizing.
Sure, yeah.
That I've made sure that we've got like some signage going on, but I've also been using my music to sort of draw in people, doing some maybe playing out in front of the work in progress that is the White Stag, so the passerbys can hear of how the White Stag is opening soon. So I think publicity is maybe one of the big things that I've taken onto my plate.
Excellent. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we're going to you mentioned using that instrument. What we're going to do here is we're going to have you make what instrument have you been using?
My fiddle primarily.
Okay, so let's go ahead and sit down a box. Come to the White Stag. We have a fiddle upstairs. I should go grab it real quick. No, I'm not going to grab that. Okay, so what I want you to do here is go and give me a charisma check. Add your proficiency bonus for fiddle to it, and this is going to represent basically how successful you were at maintaining, like how successful you have been in gathering sponsors and people committing to come, maybe selling pre-tickets in the bar for the great big game, right? Seating's at a premium, right? Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay, so it's just charisma. It's not performance. Do I add the D4 for my fiddle proficiency? Is that what you mean by proficiency?
Yeah. Are you proficient in the fiddle?
Yes.
You add your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Okay. And then, do you have expertise in the fiddle somehow?
No, I guess it's I get confused on the tool proficiencies because I thought that those were D4s because they don't have the. It's fine.
Yep.
21.
21? Okay, yeah, wonderful. All right. So mechanically speaking, for your downtime, here's what happened. You were able to not only maintain your current lifestyle cost, right, for those 2 weeks. So it's 1.5 gold times. I do not want to make this math the game tonight.
Times
That is not
2
my
weeks,
goal.
that would be 21 gold.
Yeah, so you actually get to pocket 21 gold back in your pocket from that because we deduct our lifestyle costs at the beginning of the month just to get it out of the way. And then you also make some extra on top of there, right? You're able to find more in the budget because of the business that you're helping to bring in and sponsorships. And you make yourself a nice tidy sum of an extra 12 gold.
Hey!
During the course of these 2 weeks. Now, every so often, Gilda has been kind of roping you in to assist her with some of her duties, just to make sure that as an owner and as technically on paper the owner of White Stag, you are having a say and some of her hiring choices. So she's presenting to you people that she recommends and giving you a chance to speak with them and talk with them. You have met a couple of different employees. That she is recommending for hire. She does mention that because we're not you are not well known business owners, and the White Stag has been gone for a while. It's off the lips of people, so we're not getting necessarily the cream of the crop. Galandas though picked up most of those, but eventually you may be able to start attracting those types. But for right now, you are looking at. Let me see. You got some White Stag staff. Hold on. Okay, got a couple of strange characters have come your way. In terms of barmaids, you have met Reba. Reba is a halfling woman, probably you would guess somewhere around her mid-30s. She's somewhat disheveled a bit. She cleaned herself up well enough for the interview, but you see that she's kind of disheveled a little bit. Her hair is hair is a little more out of place than you might used to. Her clothing is a little threadbare, but it seems nice enough. There's a slight smell to her, which though you are informed, based on Gilda's explanation, is that she has 4 children at home, and so is needing to get some extra work on the side. She says that she goes, well, you see, my husband works days, and we need extra coin, so I'll be working nights. And there'll be time enough for sleep and such, but I try to keep myself put together, you see, dear. But with all the little ones running around, scampering about, just chitter, chitter, chitter all the time. But I assure you, I'm a good worker. I assure you.
Of course, thank you.
Oh, okay. Is any? Do you have any questions for her that you'd like to ask?
Have you had experience being a barmaid?
I have served food to many people, lots of people, on a daily basis. Really, four children of my own, you see, as well as a big extended family. Generally speaking, pretty much always in my house at all times.
And then, as far as how do you feel with maths and sort of taking coinage and being able to return coinage to customers quickly and efficiently?
I know my numbers, miss. Arithmetic wasn't my strongest suit, but we're not dealing in hundreds. We're dealing in twos and tens and 20s. That's pish pah.
And how do you feel about potentially being in a atmosphere that can become quite rowdy, right? We're in Clifftop, where there are many adventurers who are probably going to make up the brunt of our patronage, and they can be quite rowdy. How do you feel about rowdy atmospheres?
I go sometimes to a local bar when my children have fallen asleep to let the din and noise serve as a calm quiet compared to my home life. So how do I feel about it? Oh, I feel that it'll be a nice respite from what I'm used to.
Also, as you have mentioned your children before, just a heads up, there are 3 children that sort of live here on this premises on a fairly regular basis. So there are children kind of, they're pretty self-sufficient, but there are kids here.
In a bar?
Well, they're sort of living up in the residential
I have
areas.
children too. I understand.
But,
are they yours, dearie? Family's really important.
They're not mine necessarily. So much. They're more like wards.
Adopted. I see.
Yes, sort of wards at the moment.
Your lover's children.
Well, no, they're more foundlings. They came with the place. They were here when we acquired.
Gilda Lidor goes, do you have a question for her?
No, well, I think my question was answered.
Okay. What I can do is give you an insight check. By the way, I'm going to have you do an insight check as to kind of the feel that you get for this person. By the way.
That's not great. Insight is wisdom. 10.
Yeah. So it is very clear to you that this is that to an extent this is a bit out of her element. And that it seems that you get the impression that maybe Gilda is hiring her, one, because there's not a lot of people to choose from, and also it's just flat out. As Gilda puts it to you later, the poor woman just seems like she needs a break, and if she can take some extra coin, well, who am I to tell her no? But we're not running a charity case. I'm just mentioning that she seems like she'd be a hard enough worker.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it can never hurt to have a halfling working in your restaurant.
True, there are assumptions to that.
But of course, there are definitely some. There's plain fact to that. So Galandra has a stranglehold on the restauranteering market.
Of course, I sort of meant that people oftentimes, when they see halflings working in hospitality, may make the jump, even if they're not part of House Galandra, that they are House Galandra.
I will say she's probably the weakest hire that we've seen. But what do you think?
I think a contender. I worry a little bit that she might be could get overwhelmed if things pick up.
And as she leads you into the next meeting, she goes, "That's why we had the triplets." And she leads you into back into the to your next interview with a set of Arenal elves. They're elven women with wearing. They have oh boy, how to explain this? Like full body tattoos. Like skull motifs, which is a very common thing for the Arenal elves. Elves from the island nation of Arenal down to the south of Corvair. There are three triplets. They look all alike, but probably more surprising than the Arenal cultural affectations are the fact that each one of these three twins are floating in the air in a perfect lotus position when you enter the room. And their silver hair stands upright in like a halo around their heads.
Huh.
They're a package deal, dear.
All right. So all for barmaids?
Yes. Althea, Ulthia. And they all say, they all nod at the same time, greetings.
Greetings, Althea.
That's Zai.
Ulthia?
That's Zai.
And what, sorry, the third one?
Althea.
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 And I'll say in Elven, it's a pleasure to meet all three of you.
And they all respond back in unison, and a pleasure to meet you.
So, do the three of you, have you ever had experience in being barmaids or working in a pub or tavern establishment before?
Yes, we have. And there are listed credentials on the desk. Ingrid slides a sheet of paper over to you.
Okay. I will sort of check that out real quick.
Sure.
What makes you want to work here at the White Stag?
Money, they all say in unison.
All right.
We enjoy paying our bills.
Do you currently reside here in Clifftop, or do you reside elsewhere?
We do, they say. And by the way, as they do, they're sort of like shifting, almost like the upside down cup game, right? Or the cup and ball game. Yeah, and they're just sort of moving, just kind of oscillating around each other as they're on the other side of the desk.
Why do they want to be off? I don't understand.
We got the B team.
I'm just imagining they're like really light on.
You should tell her about the
too.
vision. Oh yes, the vision. Althea looks at you. We have received a divinatory vision that we are needed here at the White Stag. And Althea says, well, it's also for the money. And Althea says, yes, we will work for you for a period of 12 months. And so it is written. And Althea says, also tips are important.
12 months engagement.
I have spoken.
Tips important.
And they're floating like 5 feet in the air, by the way.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, they're floating.
They're
And their
floating
hair
in a
is
lotus
like-
position with their hair floating out. Yeah.
I want these guys.
No, you're not there that way.
I know.
Was there anything else in the vision? Why you were needed here, or any specifics, or just sort of go to the White Stag for 12 months?
We have shared with you what we can in terms of the vision. The vision are for us, as well as tips. We are not interested in tip sharing, says Althea.
No tip sharing. How do you feel about Most of our patronage is probably going to be made largely up of the adventurers who habitate here in Cliffside. How do you feel about sort of raucous, rowdy adventurers and sort of serving with them and hospitality with them?
Seems no different than most other taverns in Sharn. Plus, we have lived in this district for quite some time. Yes, and they're generous tippers.
Generous tippers, did you work somewhere else?
They hand you the list of references
Yes,
that
okay.
shows the exact thing.
Okay. Do you have any particular feelings on ghosts?
The spirits of there are many spirits that still inhabit the world.
Would you be amenable to potentially working with a ghost?
Are you speaking of Lith? Gilda has informed us.
Okay.
Of that. Yes, but no tip sharing.
Right, I think Liv is probably good on his own tips. All right. I don't know that I have any more questions, Gilda.
Gilda looks a little disappointed by that, but he goes, and then allows the girls to leave. As they leave, she says, frankly, I was kind of hoping you would ask how they plan to serve the drinks from 5 feet in the air. I didn't know how to ask that. Magic is so strange.
We could potentially use that as almost a sort of gimmick.
No, I agree. That's why I wanted them.
Yeah.
But really, how do they do that? Because because as they leave, by the way, they don't fluctuate. It's 5 feet in the air. They just go, and as you're watching, you see they float over the tables, and then just out the door, out the door.
Oh yeah, they may need to be a little bit higher above the tables.
Wait, how tall is the door?
Yeah, how tall are our doors if they're 5 feet in the air?
Well, the doors in Sharn, especially Clifftop, are designed to accommodate a large manner of people, including Goliaths from the north, ogres from the west. So no, the doors are can accommodate fairly large, like that, like 7 feet tall.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Means we got some really good vaulted ceilings.
You do.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, you do. Okay. At this point, she goes through the rest of the interviews. You get the cook that she has recommended is a halfling mage that uses cantrips and stuff. You're offering some taste testings. The dishes are absolutely amazing. Probably some of the best food you've ever had. When asked later if you think you'd be able to afford something, Gilda says, "Will be a little strapped, but I feel that his food will help bring in the right sort of clientele. We might end up getting a little bit of a artiste reputation, but I've also hired some basic line cooks as well
Okay.
for the office. But could be a nice little gimmick. Plus, if it turns out that people aren't ordering the high-end food, then we can simply get rid of them."
All right.
And those are the interviews that you have during your downtime. So we're going to next move on to now to Deirdre. We're going to move over to Deirdre. So Deirdre, you have been. Tell me a little bit about how you've been spending the past 2 weeks.
I've been spending my time hanging out with Lloyd and basically helping him out day to day. Trying to see if he has any information.
So you're grilling him?
No, I'm not grilling him. I'm just working with him and being around in our old neck of the woods, seeing if there's any information.
Sure. So you're spending time with him, and then because now Lloyd is constantly on the move because
Right.
Lloyd doesn't have a day job per se, as much as Lloyd spends most of his time pickpocketing people and running scams and cons on
Mover
people.
and shaker.
A mover and shaker. So you're using this opportunity to meet, helping him out in some ways, but also use this as an opportunity to rub elbows with all manner of people in the lower wards of Sharn, and you're trying to get some information. What kind of information are you looking for while you're spending time with Lloyd?
General information about Das, but specifically Rashed, the guy we found in the sewer.
Medusa.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Medusa.
snake-haired man. Okay, so you're looking for information on the snake-haired man and what you can find. So here's what we're gonna do. So while spending this time with Lloyd, you got to spend money to make money, right? So there are a number of bribes that are kind of assumed with a piece of information like this. Now you're probably not going to get this guy's home address, but at least getting whatever information you can. This is he's a well-known that kind of a figure. Seems like it'd be pretty what do you call it? Stand out
Yeah.
in the criminal underworld. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be 10 gold pieces you're going to deduct off for the bribes that you have given during this time.
Right.
Now, what I'm going to need from you to accompany that is I need you to make me a check, and I totally looked up everything, but the actual roll you have to make isn't that nice. So, okay, so you are going to need to give me a charisma investigation. It's charisma investigation. I don't know why I charisma investigation. This is going to it's gathering rumors. So you're going to make a DC. It's a DC. You have to make a roll. It's a DC 10.
DC 10. Well, that landed right on the white. 7 plus 2, 9 plus 2, 11.
All right. Well, you
I
did
did it.
Okay. All right. So you've bribed a contact. You bribed a contact. So let's go ahead and kind of discuss what this looks like. So it's about it's been about a week and a half of trying to find some information, but people aren't really willing to talk to you as much. Down to the lower world Sharn. It's been some time since you've been there, and Lloyd hasn't been as much help as you would have hoped because Lloyd is trying to it's getting mid-month and he's a little low on the rent money. But he finally has some free time and hooks you up with a contract. You have been asked to pay a fair amount of money to get some quick information, and you realize that the money is the bribe that you are offering comes in the form of circus tickets. So you are currently in the Cliffside district. The Cliffside district of Sharn is the waterfront district. Kind of the waterfront district. While the towers of Sharn are kind of built on a mesa, with the Dagger River far below, the Cliffside district is literally down below. There's a number of lifts and like crane lifts that bring people from basically Lower Dura down to Cliffside. This circus is held between two ships on a series of docks. The circus, which is appears to be a extravagant traveling circus composed of performers from the Lazar Principalities, have set up a circus in between these two ships, and you see these bright these bright banners advertising. You've been seeing posters all over Lower Dur for this too. Cirque du Étonnement. Being advertised here. So you are in the middle of this kind of circus kind of fair thing. You see a lot of elven and human performers, carnival games and such, and you are walking around with Lloyd and a kind of sketchy looking character who simply goes by the name of Mo. Mo is a human man, kind of sickly looking, pale, squints a lot, and seems to be really trying to push the whole he has something you want.
Yeah.
As he leads you to the fair, constantly pointing at, well, it would be nice to have some lizard on a stick. That would be great. It's so hard to talk when my mouth is so dry. Perhaps a bubbly drink to soften me up a bit.
You want lizard on a stick and a drink?
Oh,
Lloyd, would you like some lizard on a stick and a drink?
Yes. Yeah. He's asking you to offer him lizard on a stick. Come on.
I go and I get it.
Okay. So you're in there. He's sitting there, kind of eyeing all. It's clear to you that he's eyeing other things that he wants to probably try to milk you for.
Yeah.
And I imagine about this point you're probably getting frustrated because it's been probably 2 hours of getting him snacks and getting him tickets and taking him to various carnival games.
Yeah, my high-necked collar is getting really, really itchy.
Plus, there's just been a ridiculous amount of elven clowns that keep coming up to you and giving you. You got he's got 10 balloon animals already, and you see just a little bit down. You see he's kind of starting to wave one down, and this guy and you're it's just a matter of time before another one of these elven clowns are going to make you on yet another balloon hippo. Is that what you want?
No, that's not what I want.
So what do you do to stop him?
I jerk the guy with all of his balloons, and I kind of like move him around. Like,
Just balloons in the air all over. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
look, you had your lizard on a stick, you
Okay.
had your bubbly drink, you got your fucking balloon animals.
I really like the duck.
I pick up the duck and hand it back to him. Are you gonna tell me what you need to know?
All right,
Or
all
did I
right.
just come here to accompany you?
No, fine,
on a
fine.
second
Sorry,
trip?
I don't get to spend a lot of time with people, and frankly, it's a duck. Quick, quick. It's gonna make a whole little thing, a whole little like I set it up in my bathtub, you know. And
This is who you really hooked me up with, Lloyd? You hooked me
hey,
up
I
with
don't,
this guy?
I don't know Mo. All right, I just know of Mo. Hey, hey,
Look,
hey,
I'm hot. You can see I'm dressed in hot clothes. I really don't like it.
Are you trying to hit on me?
Oh my god, no, I just want the information.
All right, fine. You're wanting to know about the snake-haired man. Down talking about death. Well, there's rumors, you say, that a certain character spends their time at a local bar. But it's not as local as you might think. It's down in the Forbidden District.
Oh.
Kaiba's Gate. Lloyd goes, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I get what he's saying. Oh, boy. He goes, I want to head down there. And he goes, you know what Kaiba's Gate is, right?
No, not really. I don't know much about it. Never
Mo
been
goes, oh. Well, the district's below the city of Sharn, right?
there.
You got the Ash Blacks. You got where else do you have? Well, the Ash Blacks. You got we were really the industrial districts. Yeah, down in the cogs they call them Ash Black and Black Bones. Yeah,
Oh, the
industrial.
cogs. Okay, cogs.
Well, there's a
cogs,
third
cogs,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a and this is Lloyd trying to explain. And there's a third one. You see, a third one that nobody knows about. We don't talk about it. It's like an old forgotten portion of some old goblin ruin, my people's ruins that your city was built on top of, right? There's a district down there, almost like a black market district, right? Where it's rumored that this is where like criminals go to hide and still live within Sharn, and it's called Kaiba's Gate. All right, toughest of the tough, the roughest of the rough. Yeah, and Mo goes, it's hard to get down there though. There's no like straight street to it. There's secret entrances into the secret district of Kaiba's Gate.
Do you know where these secret entrances are?
No. No, I don't consort with those type of people. It isn't mine, but you find a way into Kaiba's Gate, you'll probably find your guy. Of course, I don't know if I'd want to find myself there, because they ain't got ducks, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Enjoy that duck, Mo.
Yeah, so what about maybe an ice cream cone next? And Lloyd goes, are you kidding? You got the information. You don't need to play with this guy no more if you don't want to. And Mo goes,
I give him the money and say, go get your ice cream cone.
all right. He like skips away and goes and like and starts flagging down clouds.
Okay, good.
Lloyd goes, oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, well now you know Kaiba's Gate.
Yeah, Kaiba's Gate.
Good piece of information.
Yeah, it looks like that's where I gotta go.
And he had scribbled down, by the way, a little. He scribbled down for you. He mentioned a bar down in Kaiba's Gate, I think. And he scribbled down like the. He doesn't give you a name. He just scribbles down a symbol for you. And if you look, basically you're looking for the tavern with this sign.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, forgot to mention that, but. Will's brain doesn't remember what the sign looks like, so we're gonna just shelve that for later. But you have the sign of the bar.
I know what the bar is.
In Kaiba's Gate.
In Kaiba's Gate.
Okay, there you go. Okay. And Lloyd goes, oh, you want to play some carnival games?
Yeah, a lot
We're
of
here
good
already,
carnival
ain't you?
games.
Ain't we?
Yeah.
You don't like clowns very much, do you?
No, I hate clowns.
Yeah, clowns are the worst.
They are the worst.
Yeah. And then you guys go off and play some carnival games. We're going to go ahead and move over to, to Colton. Colton.
Hello.
The Colton from Basements and Besties.
The
is.
Colton?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who told you?
It's all over the internet now, man.
It's all over the internet.
We went viral.
Did we?
Hey, we could.
Maybe we have by now.
Yeah, we don't know. We've been in this basement for hours.
I'm sorry I put this here.
So, tell me a little bit about your downtime real quick. What have you been doing for the past 2 weeks?
For the past 2 weeks, Colton has been spending some time doing something he hasn't really done up until this point, and that's kind of spending time meditating on his own magic and just training a little bit to himself with his magic, specifically finding ways to maybe strengthen a few of his more intense powers. He's been spending time in an area of Lower Dura, kind of away from the city, where the Watch won't mind if you use... Well, no Watch is going to come if you use some offensive magic away from people. No one's going to really care. And I think he actually finds a ruined temple away from itself with a familiar feel to it.
So you're in a district called the Fallen District.
The
The Fallen
Fallen
District is a so Malian's Gate is the Goblinoid slum, and it is
Right.
considered one of the roughest areas to be. Unless if you're a Goblinoid, it's one of the it's probably the roughest, considered one of the roughest districts to be in Sharn proper. But most people, when they're discussing Sharn proper, do not include the Fallen District.
Right.
Fallen used to be a temple district, found in Lower Dur, probably the city's most prominent temple district. Lower Dur, by the way, the area of Dur was the first portions of Sharn ever built. It's the old city, then the new, it's all been kind of built off to the west. Fallen was the original temple district. Fallen is now known as Fallen. Its name has been you're relatively young, so the original name of Fallen is probably not known to you. Because Fallen is named such because during the last war, there was an attack on one of the towers. No one is quite sure who did it because no one took credit for the attack. Although many suspicions, there is some evidence, or at least rumors, that point to the nation of Ondair. But either way, the end result was the glass tower of Sharn, which is one of the most beautiful towers they had, was made of magically strengthened glass. It was I actually imagine like a giant stained glass tower. It's like this beautiful kaleidoscope sort of thing. Was attacked and it fell, and it fell onto the temple district at the bottom and destroyed that entire section. And the district is now known as Fallen. So Fallen is a series of ruins. There are people who live here, but there are not people who visit here in any way, shape, or form. This is where the forgotten of the city tend to end up. Those who cannot afford to live anywhere else, those who cannot afford to get out of the town. It is a place of desperation. And as a result, that makes this district excruciatingly dangerous. You, armed with your magical repertoire of battle magic, gifted to you by the keeper, this is giving you part of the tools you need to protect yourself. And the Sharn Watch certainly doesn't come down here. Like, they don't typically go down to Lower Dura very much, but they don't go to Fallen because there's nothing there. There's nothing really there for them to protect, or at least there's not enough money in protecting here. So you found a temple that has kind of a decent feel to it. You see it is a small nondescript building, or maybe it kind of feels like it's kind of hard when half the walls are missing. But it seems kind of tucked out of the way, and it seems to be a small, not a true temple to a dark god of death and greed, because they're not going to build a whole temple to that, but more like a hidden shrine that you found maybe like hidden behind some rubble, like an etched symbol of the keeper in the wall. That gives you the idea that maybe this is the place to go. So you've kind of been for the past 2 weeks like setting up cams, like shooting with Eldritch Blast, and practicing different spell techniques, trying to see if you can master your art. What I'd like you to do here is I'd like you to go ahead and give me a knowledge of Arcana check. So the Intelligence Arcana, this is going to represent your ability to master the magic. The DC that you're looking for here is 15. That's the DC. This will see if you can master your magic enough to add a little more to it. You see, A5E, by the way, for those of you at home, A5E has introduced the concept of rare spells, which are different versions of existing spells that add a little bit more to it. So one way that you learn rare spells is through downtime acting. So let's go ahead and see if you can teach yourself a new spell.
Oh boy, I've got a -1.
Oh, woof.
I am going to spend a coin.
Sure.
If you guys don't mind, because that was a 4.
And you're making use of.
16.
Wonderful.
Damn, Colton.
So, I'm gonna give you a choice to one of two.
Okay.
Okay. Would you like to improve False Life,
Mm-hmm.
or would you like to improve Bane?
Bane.
All right. So you're working through and you have this ability that kind of shrouds you in darkness and kind of increases your like intimidating aura, right? So as you are, I'm trying to figure like how you would practice that other than like in front of a mirror, you know? Or like you just wait for rats to come out and then. You know?
There's not a good way to do it.
There really isn't.
There really
There
isn't.
really isn't, right? So to wait for passerbys to. Fuck your saves for a minute. Bye. No, okay. So we're gonna say rats.
Yeah.
Rats sound good. So basically like you're kind of testing on like these mangy diseased rats that kind of infest the temple here, and you're not casting like harmful magic or battle magic, but
Right.
it's kind of questionable, whatever. And at one point, you're kind of lying in wait. I like to imagine maybe you put out a little food to kind of collect a number of them, and then you kind of just see how many you can get at once before how many you can kind of like cause to feel unnerved at once through magic before and like see if you can grow this, right? So. You're waiting. You're in wait, and you can hear the sound of the munching beginning, and you step out and begin and weave. So what does it look like when you cast Bane? By the way,
When I cast Bane, it is the gauntleted arm that I wear, a glowing, intricate spiral of the pale green energy made of runes appears and is kind of shadowy and misty, and the targets themselves gain a similar weave of runes and energy around them, and I clamp my hand shut, and the weaves clamp down on the target, and if they fail, the weave of runes like holds on to them.
and what sort of check do they have to make?
It is a charisma save, DC 12.
Wonderful. So when you leap out and weave this spell, the half-elven woman dressed in robes with black hair who's trying to sweep up the food there
Oh.
looks up and sees you casting this. And what's the DC?
12.
12. And that's a charisma saving throw?
Charisma saving throw.
She clutches her chest for a second, and you can see that she is clearly rattled. Bane can be enhanced to also put on the rattled condition as well. So, you see that she's clearly rattled. And she sort of clutches her chest and looks at you, and she goes, and kind of throws down her broom for a second, and like looks at you, and her hands are trembling. She's this younger, probably mid-20s, long black hair. She's wearing white robes with silver and blue filigree on it, but it's dirty and it's stained. And she's got this broom and dustpan. She's kind of sweeping up the food that you had laid out there for rats. And she looks at you with large hazel eyes, and they're just wide-eyed. She goes, "Stay back. I have magic of my own, and I would prefer not to use it on you."
I kind of, in emotion, just release the magic.
And she kind of takes that breath there, and she goes,
My apologies. That was not meant for you.
"You see, she's clutching a symbol actually that was around her neck.
What's the symbol look like?
It looks to be an arrowhead with a silvery flame, imposed in the middle of it. Give me a knowledge of religion check."
15.
She is a member of the Church of the Silver Flame. A member of they are dedicated to fighting supernatural evil and doing good works for them. So she goes. I see. I want no part in whoever you had intended that for, but I will say, you don't look like, based on the way that you're dressed and kept, that you don't look like you're from around here.
No, I'm just a visitor here.
I live here, and I look after the people who live here. And if you seek to harm one of them, well, that I can't stand for.
I seek to harm no one while I'm here. I'm just taking some time to to myself. Practicing.
Practicing dark magics, I see.
Magic is magic.
That is the first lie that forces of such types tell you.
I pick up what I assume is just a little satchel of things. I didn't mean to invade your home. I assume
This is not my home, but when I see food left out, well, this is food that could be used for people rather than attracting rats or something. Why was this here? Who were you trying to trap here?
Rats. I was practicing on rats. I'm not going to go out and do this on random people.
You're
That's
searching for rats and fallen to practice magic on them?
I'm not going to go do it to random people. That would
Well,
be
no,
rude.
I'm saying you don't understand the rats of fallen. Then
Are they worse than regular rats?
she laughs as she.
I've dealt with some giant rats. I mean, I'm no stranger to terrifying rats.
Yes, but you're a stranger to fallen. She's starting to walk away at this point, but she doesn't seem like she's walking away from you. She almost seems like she's inviting you to walk with her.
I will kind of start to keep pace with her a little bit.
Okay. The people of Fallen are a desperate sort. They are without food, without supplies. There are no shops here. There is no way to make money, no good legal way. You see, most people here are scraping by on scraps and whatever is brought from other districts. The people here are those who are too sick to afford medical care, those who are too lame from the war to get jobs requiring physical labor, those whose scars may reside in the mind and they cannot function regular lives. There are good people here, desperate people. There are also those who would, seek to take advantage of such a district. People who practice dark magics in the shadows. I believe you when you say that you're not seeking to harm people. And whatever you choose to do otherwise, that's your business. But I can say, you might want to be a little more careful. Now, my name is Phala. Phala of the Blackstone Church.
Colton Reeves.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Colton.
Pleasure to meet you, Phala.
As she's walking, she's like turns the corner, and you see that it's a temple district. You see that there's one temple that seems to be it's a small temple made of like black onyx, although it seems to have been patched up with like stones of other types to like kind of refix itself up. It looks like it's like one of the only fully standing buildings in the area that you've seen, but kind of tucked back away. And you can see that outside of there's a line of like people. There's a line of people with like soup bowls in hand, and they're standing. They're kind of standing and kind of like moving into the church itself. I run a soup kitchen out of the old Blackstone Church. It's one of the many of my brothers and sisters of the faith have moved on to more affluent districts of Sharn to assist the faithful and gather more faithful. But I personally believe that our mission as members of as followers of the devotees, I say, of the Silver Flame, is to watch for the common man. And what more common malady than scars of the mind and of the body and of circumstance? That's why I remain here, to look after the people who need it most, and to keep them safe from supernatural intrusions, among other things.
Colton just takes a very light step and kind of playfully. I will say, Blackstone Church is an interesting aesthetic for. I kind of look at her necklace, the Silver Flame, but I suppose you make home where you can.
Light shines brightest in the darkness. The Blackstone Church has belonged to the Silver Flame since its inception. That's why I chose it. You see, on the outside, the building is sort of a metaphor for the world itself. Dark, constricting, posing. But inside, a light. A light that exists inside all of us, inside the darkest portions of ourselves. There's always a light. And this is a light that not only do we have within ourselves, but also contribute to ourselves. All of humanity contributes to the brilliance of the silver flame, to the brilliance of one another, you see. So,
good and all, man, and all that.
plus also onyx is cheap.
That's also fair.
Yes, so I'm sure you can. Possibly, I don't know. I'm no tradeswoman. But anyway, Colton reads.
Aye.
If you're going after rats, that's your business. If I find though that any of the members of this district fall prey to the same spell, well, you and I may have to have a different conversation.
I would only do such situations in self-defense.
And unfortunately, you may have to do that. But remember, you came to their home.
A fair point.
Those who go looking for a fight often find themselves in one.
I understand that more than you could ever know.
Now, also, if you wish, feel free to get a bowl of soup at some point. Make your face known to the people of the area. Perhaps then that may alleviate some of the suspicion.
I could go for a bite.
Come with me. And she'll go on and take you into the church and give you a bite to eat. Okay. Yep, and that is your downtime.
Yeah.
We will talk about the rare spell thing a little bit later. Let's go ahead and go to Brock. Brock.
Hello.
Hey. Brock, you are, what have you been doing with your downtime?
Brock has been visiting his family's smithy and tinkering shop in Malian's Gate. His family's store is called the Glint and the Gutter.
The Glint and the Gutter. Hold on. Okay, what does this store specialize in?
So his mom is a smith and mainly does smithing work for some of the hobgoblins in the district.
Sure.
And while his dad is more experimental, or I say dad, yeah, his dad is more experimental and does tinkering work occasionally with. If he can find some, he'll work with dragon shards, although nothing really spectacular has come of that just yet. But that is where he got a lot of his foundational skill before he went off to war and got put into Demolition Squad.
Yeah, and I'd say that in Malian's Gate, dragon shards are not something that are easy to come by
Yeah.
at all. But when maybe you get a call from your dad who then maybe so you got a message letting you know that they found some and he wants you in there to help him kind of figure it out, see what can be done with it. Your dad, well, really your stepdad.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Now we'll go into that in a second here.
Sure.
But before that, let's go ahead and get the mechanical portion out of the way. So this is going to be a intelligent smithing check because you're working in the smith shop, right? Or clockwork. What tool do you think you and stepdad work with?
Probably Tinker's tools.
Sure,
in this
sure.
case.
So it's gonna be intelligent because you're trying to figure out the secret of dragon shards.
Yeah, he's fairly confident that he's retained the smithing skill. It's the more delicate work that he's worried about.
Yes, and what we're doing here, just so we're clear, we're not looking to find out like how to make brand new secret items like crafting. We're looking really more how can you monetize this for the business.
Exactly.
Help them monetize it for the business, since you know a little bit about this.
Yep.
So what this is going to be? It's going to be a work downtime activity. I want you to give me a intelligence, tinker's tools. You're trying to maintain your current lifestyle moderate. So your expectations. So let's see if you help them make enough money to also have enough to take home with you and cover your own lifestyle expenses. This is going to be a DC 15.
Okay, here I go. That's sure. I'll spend a coin. Why not?
It's for family.
Family.
It is the family.
Family.
I love you, stepdad.
Okay, that'll do it. Yeah. All I had to say was I love you, stepdad. Apparently, 16.
16. The shop has a nice little boon that week. With what you're able to basically make like what's been better with these shards, and they may not do much in the way of magical effects. It certainly draws the attention of people who live in the district, and it the shop makes quite a bit of extra cash.
Cool.
And draws some attention there. And they're even, not only are you able to cover your modest lifestyle expenses, or your comfortable lifestyle expenses, you're also able to pocket another 12 gold.
Very cool.
Very cool. So, basically, 21 gold back to you for the lifestyle cost, and then 12 gold on top of that. So, all right. So, one of these days you're kind of working through making, maybe embedding some of these little shard pieces into daggers.
Yeah.
And daggers and spoons. I don't know, because blacksmiths don't only do weapons. And you're working with your stepdad, a goblin.
Yep.
By the name of Rooney.
Yep.
And he goes, son, you mind handing me the little hooks over there?
Oh yeah, this one or the next
No,
one.
give me the leather one. I always like using the leather ones. They're the better ones.
And he's just like the little goblin, by the way. He's got a bald head, gray hair around his head, like that half halo there. He's got little spectacles on his nose, and he's sitting on a what?
You're describing Belle's dad from Beauty and the Beast in goblin form.
That is kind of adorable.
It's adorable.
Yeah, he's sitting and he goes, hey, the leather bound one. It feels better on my hands. The arthritis is getting to me. It's getting me, son. Your mom, a bugbear woman.
Yep.
And you, very clearly a bugbear. She walks in and she sees you working. She goes, it's so good to see you working together, boys. I just love seeing this. Oh, it just warms my heart. If your brothers and sisters could see you, if your brothers and sisters were with us today, they'd be real proud. And then you hear the sound of excited goblin voices as a bunch of teenage goblins run through, through the workshop, through the kitchen in the back. But unfortunately, they're out playing in the streets, being lazy, good for nothing. And Rooney goes, they're good kids though. They're good kids. We can't all be a great war hero like our boy here. And and he claps you on the shoulder. And goes, "We're very proud of you, son. We're very proud of you."
You're embarrassing me. Come on.
Your two goblin brothers, your two goblin stepbrothers, and your four goblin stepsisters kind of run back out there holding stacks, and they go, hey Brock, what's going on? Whoa, what are you working on there? Oh, wow. And they start picking up things.
Hey.
And Rooney goes, hey, come on, get out of here.
We're working here.
And they all run out. They're all shepherded out by your mother, Marlene, by the way. Goes, hey, get out of here. Come on, they're working. The men are working here. And she goes back. He goes, I'm going to go back to banging on the shop. That'll keep them out. They don't like the noise. And Rooney goes, and pulls out a earplug. And she goes, they don't like the noise. And he goes, oh, yeah, the noise. Puts it back in. Goes, nah, I can hear just fine through them, but, it's a little funny to do it that way.
Yeah.
Little joke I like to pull on your mom
absolutely.
there. Good times, good. Hey, the leather-bound one, though. You got that one?
Sorry, I forgot.
Great. Oh, this is a good one. You got your own set of tools yet?
With work keeping me busy, I haven't gotten the ones I haven't replaced the ones I lost yet.
You lost your tools? Did you not mark them with the colors like I told you? I mark every one of mine with a blue marker.
There was
that
an
lets me know that these ones are mine.
They wouldn't let me keep them afterwards. We had to. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. It sounds like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a whole thing.
Yeah, I was.
All right. Well, no son of mine. And he kind of hops down off. He's kind of picks up his cane. He kind of walks around and goes, "No son of mine. No son of mine's gonna be living without tools. If you ain't working with your hands, well then, idle hands, they're the devil's plaything. Let me tell you." And he picks up. He starts grabbing various tools off the side, and he kind of hand her and goes, "All right. Here's a little set. You kind of wrapped up. You're gonna take this home with you, son. You're gonna take this home.
Well, let me pay you for them at least.
You're gonna pay me for it. You're gonna pay your own father." Your own stepfather. Look, I may not be your biological father, but you don't need to pay me for something. If you're living under my roof, well, maybe you pay some rent, eh? But you got your own place.
Yeah.
You got your own place. Oh, we're gonna miss you around here. You're gone for a year. It's gonna break your mother's heart.
Oh, I'll still come visit. Come on, don't be like that.
The banging stops and goes, breaks your mother's heart. Breaks your mother's heart. No, you go away to war. I don't know if you're alive or dead. You come back and you move away with a bunch of friends in Upper Sharn. That's fine. She kind of looks at him. You're a big boy. You're a big boy and I love you.
Ma, stop. Come on.
You're a big boy and I love you. That's all right. I'll just die of a heart attack down here. Die of a broken heart down here with no son. And he goes, well, there's the other boys. Oh, yeah, there's all the other kids too. I guess I can have them, but I don't have my little Brock. That's fine. She goes back and Rooney goes, we love you. We just love you. Sorry. She's very proud of you, though. We talk about it all the time. Pillow talk.
Yeah. Oh.
No. We're past that. We got too many kids. Too many kids. We're done with that. No, but we talk about it at night when you're all asleep. We sit up. We talk about our dreams and our hopes. It's good to find a partner that you can share these kind of things with. And you know what? Your mother shares with me. She says, Rudy, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of our son Brock. He's a good boy, not like his. And he just stopped. Rudy stops himself there. He goes,
Has he been coming around the place and bothering you?
Taruk?
Yeah.
Your father is a spirited man. Your real father. Taruk is your father. Taruk is a spirited man, and you know what? We're gonna figure out this co-parenting situation. We're gonna figure it out. You may be a grown bugbear at this point, but you still got people who love you, and we're gonna work together, boy. We're gonna figure it out.
You really don't need to waste your time on him.
Well, he's family. All right?
I guess.
He's family.
Yeah.
Hey, now look at me. It's important, all right? I had a brother who got on the wrong side of things, okay?
Yeah.
But I still visit him in jail twice a month. Bring him his favorite food, a pasta. Your mom cooks it. Oh, delicious. But I still visit him every month because he's family, all right?
Yeah, family's important.
Family's important. All right, family's important. Now, speaking of important, these tools, you're going to want to pick a color. You're going to mark each one with a certain color. That way, if you're working with somebody else with their tools, you don't get them all mixed up. You know which ones are yours. What's a color you like? I got little pink pens here. You just tell me the color you like.
Well, the orange.
The orange?
I like orange.
You got that? You can pull it. All right. You'll use the orange. Right as he's handing it over, you hear a deep, booming voice kind of cut over through the den, from the shop side of things, and you hear, "Where's my boy? Hey, where's my boy? Looking for my boy. Where's my boy? Brock."
Dad, stay here. I'll go talk to him.
Oh, hey, it's all right. I'll come with you. He's making a big ruckus. And he starts, and Rooney walks out with you, and you see this big tattooed bugbear with like a gray pompadour, right? He's got like a leather overcoat on.
Yeah.
Right. And you can see he's got big old bugbear tusk and huge sideburns, right? And like spiked wrist.
Yeah.
The whole thing, right? He looks like a anyway, he looks like a biker, right? But like a Will's fantasy version of a biker, not like real bikers, who are really just lawyers who do cool things, who do ride bikes on the weekend.
Yeah, Brock will step out and pull off the goggles that he had been wearing while he was working.
And he goes, and you can see that there's something new. That he's got this big, he's got a big axe at his side. He's like carrying openly, and and you can see that it has like old goblin markings kind of etched into it. Dakani. And he goes, "Looking for my boy, Brock. You're back in town." Looks at you, and he's got a big scar along one eye and such. He goes, "Brock, I heard you're back in town." And Rooney goes, "Oh, hey, Tarok. Yeah, the boys just helping. Did I talk to you, Pipsqueak?" And Rooney goes, "Hey, whoa there, hey pal. No reason to be rude. We're just doing the co-parenting thing. It takes some adjustment time, Brock. It's not you. And he goes, and Troy goes, "I want to talk to my kid." And Rooney kind of looks at you with that, like, "Do you want me to stay, or do you got this?"
I'll kind of give him a, like...
All right, I'll be right in the back if you need me. Just going through, putting some orange markings on those tools for you, all right? And Rooney leaves, and you're left out in the shop with Troy to kind of now you call him Dad?
Well, he's been around, so I figured,
Oh, he's been around. Oh, yeah, like that's my choice. Your mother's been telling me not to come around for most of your life, and that's my choice?
Yeah, why don't we go talk outside?
Oh, let's go talk outside. All right, fine. Place smells anyway. So, back from the war effort, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Heard you're looking for work. Well, where you're working in here, you ain't gonna make no money there. Money's where it's at.
Well, I actually have been, I've been able to find work just fine.
Work just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you fancy little digs there. Your hair's all clean and face is all washed.
Well, you ought to try it sometime. It took some getting used to, but
Yeah, and he goes, yeah. I like smelling like this. Yeah, that's what's right. He looks around Malion's Gate, which, by the way, is like a trash slum where like the water isn't fresh and such, and like the light doesn't even shine down here. And he's like, oh yeah, I should try. That's some high tower talk you got right there.
Yeah. Well, Hightower's where the money's at right now.
Oh,
So
that's
where I've been.
Oh, you been? Or you're living up in Hightower now?
Yeah. Just got a new place, actually.
New place. Ah, new place.
That's right.
Up in Hightower.
Yeah.
Which district?
Why?
You seem to want to talk about it. I'm here to listen. You said I'm never around. I'm here. I'm present.
It's up in Clifftop.
Clifftop. Venturing district?
Yeah, that's what I've been
A
doing.
bunch of rubes up there. So you go to war, you learn a couple tricks, you come back. What are you doing? Security work for them?
Yeah, you could call it that. You know, people need protection sometimes, and they're willing to pay for that protection.
Alright. Well, that's what I wanted to come and talk to you about. Meet a group of the boys. Bunch of war vets just like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there's quite a few.
Different faction though, different side of things. Some Dargonites.
That right?
Old country stuff. He kind of pats his weapon. Beginning in touch with my roots lately.
Oh,
Been realizing the importance of heritage. Past couple of years since you've been gone, finding myself. Turns out I'm 1/16th Dakani.
well, that's great. I'm real happy for
That
you.
makes you 1/32nd Dakani. You know what that means? Proud, honorable, warrior.
What is it that you came here to talk to?
Came here to offer you a job. Working with a real man. Working with your real father. Because it sounds like you're already making the money. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's real interesting.
So, like you said, I'm making the money now, so I appreciate you coming by and all that, but I'm doing okay.
Well, maybe you'd appreciate if I came by and visited you sometime. Clifftop, you said, right?
I don't know if that's a great idea.
Oh. Alright, welcome in the fancy sunlight.
Listen, if you're gonna come up and threaten the place where I work and live, we're gonna have problems.
Wasn't
It's not
threatening. Threatening? Look, I know I come off as a tough guy. As a real man's man, but perhaps I'm just talking about supporting my boy.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, okay. Maybe sometime you can come visit. Opening up a place called the White Stag.
Sounds like a bar.
That's right.
Ah. Maybe I come by. I buy you a drink. Sit down and have that drink we never had, huh? And then we can talk about things. Life. Father-son things. Huh? White Stag Manor, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, he didn't say manor, but he
No,
did.
yeah.
White Stag, eh? Well,
Yeah.
maybe I will. He looks over, you can see that your mom, by the way, is like looking out the window, and she's got a hammer in her hand. That's with her, and she's kind of just doing this. And you see Turk just jump a bit, and he goes, I gotta get back going to work, boy. But,
Yeah, you do that.
it's been real good seeing you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, see you around, son. And, he'll kind of stroll off just whistling a little tune. As you turn back around, you see your mother waiting at the door, waiting at the door, and she holds up a plate with a little sandwich on. She goes, I thought you might be hungry.
Thanks. Yeah, starving actually.
Because that man makes me want to bite something too. She hands it over and leads you inside to enjoy a nice lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is that time. So,
Okay.
with that, let's go ahead and take a quick break. And then we'll
it.
jump into opening day. Okay, all right, we ready to jump back in then? Okay, opening day of the White Stag Manor. A month of renovations and work have all culminated on this day. It's the day before the Race of the Eight Winds, the 22nd of Larvion. You opened up the White Stag to a pretty modest lunch hour, and overall, pretty good success. The waitstaff was keeping up pretty well. Reba was having a little bit of a tough time. No, Reba isn't there yet. She only works tonight. But the three sisters, the triplets, had a fairly solid standing despite having spent the entire time floating around the bar in lotus position, but certainly drew a lot of attention. It turns out that they served the drinks in a similar style to your bartender, in which a sort of telekinesis is used to lift food and drinks over, because they do not at any point ever break lotus position.
I imagine when we first open and first see this, I'm just like standing with Gilda watching to get the answer.
Gilda just stands and goes, "I see."
I'm assuming you told us about their issue with tipping.
Yes.
How much tips are these chicks making? Like, do I see the tips they receive for this display?
I don't know if you understand adventures, but for every D&D game that I've ever ran, everybody leaps over themselves to tip at
300% tip.
300% tips all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they tip like you guys do in the D&D game. You see, people at home, our fantasy life is owning a business, having a house that we own.
Yep.
And being able to give...
telling off our real dads.
Were you about to try and say, I don't do that, Sarah?
I don't over-tip, do I? I just hand out monies to whoever I see. I don't over-tip.
Yes, you do.
I just give it
In
out.
D&D? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you tip like a gold on everything.
I have cut back to copper and silver.
Okay. Anyway, so anyway, all right. So no, the tips are pretty good. You don't hear any complaints from the triples. Right, the smells of spices start to fill the air after the lunch rush as Reynardo is putting together the 7-course meal that he has planned for the patrons of the White Stag tonight. The plates, by the way, that he serves are absolutely where you have like you order a steak, but you get like this tiny little steak that's like drizzled.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely.
Oh, no.
Gilda's like, what you had thought were just sample plates are the plates.
He gave his idea of a full full course.
Yes.
Maybe, and I'm just like whispering just to Gilda, like maybe we can convince him to like do it as a sorry, wrong voice. Maybe we can try to convince him to do it as a slider where we get a bunch of little things on one plate.
I love sliders, but he, I believe when I mentioned those to him, he said they were frivolous.
All right.
I can sort of understand it, but I do like the smaller bites.
Yeah, especially when you're, socializing and you just want to take like a bite or two.
Aren't sliders wonderful?
Yes.
I love sliders.
Camera pans over and Brock is looking with the most just the saddest expression at this tiny little slider.
Can I have like 5 of them? 5 of them!
And how much are these sliders costing? Like
the slider steaks?
Yeah. I'm just imagining it's like a gold, and I'm like, what the is this?
He just pops the whole thing in his mouth.
Whoa.
Go and pat you on the back.
Anyway.
I know, mate. I know.
So, the day goes by. After the lunch rush, there's sort of a lull. And things, and you guys are getting things prepared. For the most part, you are just sort of standing back, right? The restaurant, the restaurant is operating as it should without your direct intervention.
I did buy a new outfit for myself, and also for the kids if they want to wear a new outfit on opening.
The children enjoyed their lunch sitting at the table. They're sort of in awe as the whole place has completely changed. Braun had early in the week brought by the bunk beds, which were made of just a good, sturdy, solid oak, a Breland oak. British oak, hand-carved. It's not the best looking, but it's certainly solid. He mentions that a couple. I got a couple of friends with kids, and we looked over each of theirs. And after you look at about 10 different sets of bunk beds, your mind starts to swim a bit with a lot of different bunk beds. So I sort of made what I thought a bunk bed should look like. Look, it's kind of a mess. You realize it's like the one. is it's like the one that's there's always one that is like that sticks out. You know, it's a modern one, like where you have the one on top and the one on bottom, but it's the one in the middle that sticks out.
Oh, no.
Right? And it's real awkward looking, but the kids love it.
Oh.
The children love it, and more importantly, it's solid. Like Braun even shows by when you help him bring it up the stairs and get it in there, and he even and with the high vaulted ceilings because this place could have many ogres, right? He stands on top of the top bunk and goes, "I tested it out a couple of times just to make sure that it worked," and the kids are like jumping with him, right? Like, we tested it out a couple of times and we just really enjoyed it. You know, it's a good time. Got the springy mattress. That's the secret here of the good thing. Springy mattress. Anyway, he kind of jumps down to the thud because he's a big man, and he goes, "But they'll definitely hold the weight. Yeah, them and about 10 other people if you need to, although I don't recommend having 10 people sleep in the same bed. It just gets real uncomfortable, real sweaty and hot."
Yep.
It's perfect, Brom. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll be coming by and grabbing a drink if you don't mind at the bar.
Absolutely. Also, how much do we owe you for the work?
Oh yeah, he goes, "Actually, I already handled that with Gilda."
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, she's a smart cookie, that lady. Yeah, real good head on her shoulders.
Absolutely indispensable.
Yeah. He goes, "I will see you all around."
I'll see you later, Brom.
Thanks again.
Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you. Anyway, so you're back. So this the stuff that you wanted has been gotten done, and things seem to be going fairly well. It gets to about 4 p.m. and the smell of the food it's definitely almost done. It's smelling really good. Like you can see. You're all starting to salivate. So roll for salivation. Don't actually roll for salivation. Don't listen to me.
Roll for salivation.
I'm sorry. I said 4 p.m. 5 p.m. When people start trickling in to prepare for the nightlife, and the nightlife in Clifftop, and you've been here for a couple of weeks now, is pretty happening. The first group of people to arrive. Well, you see, I have a couple of stragglers coming, but you got a table. There's a table that's already been reserved. Towards kind of in the middle of the bar, where you can have all that just middle, very prominent table there, reserved for special guest, reserved for a party, and it is you see Bonell or Nelvio, and walk in with Bono and Elview and a number of it comes in with a small retinue of with Chet and a man dressed in fine noble clothing with dark black hair with a streak of gray. His colors his noble colors he's wearing should be silver and black with a big symbol of a rose. Kind of over his lapel there, and Chet and Bonell walk in. So, these three walk in, and Bonell sees you and kind of waves to you, and you see the host sitting at the reserved table in the front, where they are all just sort of it's very clear that they could, they're kind of the center of attention, almost and you see that Chet seems to be sort of soaking this up. It's and they're kind of waving at people when they walk in and such. It's So they start to they set up there. Mm-hmm. They arrive at 5. Bonell heads over to all of you and heads over to wherever you all are. Maybe you're sitting at the bar, kind of watching things. Yeah. And Bonell walks up to all of you and says, "Well, this is quite the surprise."
That it's up and running again?
That it's up and running. It's not that I didn't think that you were capable. I know full well that you were all very capable people. I just want to say it looks great.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We wouldn't have had the opportunity without you.
I wouldn't have my life without you. So, thank you. Well, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to be one of your first customers, and I'd like to get a round of drinks for my friends here. And I guess I'll talk to one of. How do they serve the drinks? They're just floating above everything.
There's some kind of magic going on.
It's telekinesis. It's kind of a gimmick, but kind of cool.
That is very cool. Arenal, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Excellent. And he'll smile and say, "Come join us sometime. We're gonna be playing some games if you want to join."
Yeah. I can
Because of how busy you are. So you can see. So it's 5 o'clock. What's happening at 5 o'clock? Reba. You see. Reba has her own section. It's kind of in the darker section of the area. she does mention to you that she preferred the darker section of the area. She goes, I got photokinesis. My eyes just don't adjust very well in the daylight. That's why I work at nights. I also prefer to work at nights. Stuck inside the house all day.
Of course.
It's kind of nuts. But the main portion of the main most well lit near the hearth and such that the triplets are kind of handling that. Although they don't seem to have a section as much as they just sort of like gravitate between each other's sections.
I suppose, are they identical twins, by the way?
All three, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm guessing that the patrons are like, I don't know which one is even, just flag any of them down.
Yeah. They're all they seem well. They seem identical. I don't know. Let's say. Well, okay. Yeah. There are some subtle differences here, but they are identical triplets. Yes. Okay. So you see Bonell and his two friends over here playing a game, some sort of dice game. And then you see other patrons are kind of gathering around. So, what do you do during this first hour? What do you wish to do during this first hour of the dinner rush? People are streaming in. The food's not quite ready.
I am going to, after sort of like doing the general like greeting people, I'm actually going to pull out my fiddle, and I'm going to sort of I'm going to start entertaining.
Sure. Okay. So you're entertaining. Excellent. All right. Wonderful. What are the rest of you doing?
Deidre's going to be kind of surveying, almost like keeping an eye out for troublemakers, just to make sure nothing bad occurs. Like.
Sure.
Brock's going to be outside just serving as kind of a barker, trying to get people to come in and like, yeah.
And I will say, I do want to let me take a quick step back, make sure everyone's aware. There are staff that does these.
Oh,
you guys have hired staff.
Oh, okay.
You guys are just the owners. You don't work here.
Okay.
Oh,
you just
okay.
own the place. So you already have barkers talking,
right.
but maybe you're joining them. There are bounce. You have a bouncer.
Okay, I thought you were talking about what we were doing in conjunction with what, like the operations. So
no, you don't work here.
Okay,
you own the place. But that's fine. But it's just like you guys are basically doing the whole do the owner thing where they're like, I know what I'm doing. I own the place, and you're like wiping down the wrong tables and such.
We're trying to be
I'm
helpful.
helping.
Yeah.
Sure. So you're performing. You're keeping an eye out for danger. You're doing what again? I'm sorry. You're barking.
Or on second thought, I think he's going to be helping in the kitchen, which is to say he will be
trying to steal food.
Yeah, making small talk with Renardo while stealing bits of food here and there.
I'm gonna go join. He had the invitation. I'm gonna go join our dear friend Bonell Lernelview and his retinue and get in on some games.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, so here's what I need. Okay, so first of all, I just want to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
You go back to the kitchen where you see this halfling, this halfling with this like curled handlebar mustache, chef's hat, like full on chef outfit, but he's in the kind of like a this is not an upscale tavern, necessarily, but he is dressed as an upscale chef for sure.
Yeah.
And as you enter, he's like kind of looking over the various bubbling pots and such. He's basically like an orchestra. He's the only person working back there, but it seems to have the whole thing well in hand. And as you go for like a soup ladle or something, you just feel like you hear a ting, and you look over. He's got his own ladle. And he's just like hit a pot, and he goes, "Do you know what sort of spices need to go in here?"
No.
Do you know? You don't? Oh, so what are you doing there? What are you adding to the flavor then?
No, I was just I thought I just might give it a taste, make sure it's all on the up and up.
Oh, so you're the local taste tester then? That is your job?
Well, not as such.
Then what are you doing in my kitchen if you have no purpose here?
I was hungry.
They're all hungry. Get! An artist must work. Get! And he kicks you out of his kitchen.
Yeah. Imagine the halfling shooing the fucking bugbear out of the kitchen.
Shoo!
It's great.
Oh my gosh, it's like Edna.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm imagining Italian Edna. Are you Edna mode?
Yeah.
Do you allow this? Halfling?
Yeah. He'll let himself be shoot out.
Do you choose to do anything else, or what are you gonna do during this time then?
He'll sip on a drink or something.
Yeah, sure, sounds good. Okay. All right. So what I need from you is a perception check.
Cool.
Is what you notice over the course of the hour. Give me a performance check. Let's see if you can keep the mood up.
5.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I don't give a crap. No, I meant like I'm distracted. Like I get distracted by other things going on. There's 20 too many people.
22.
22. Okay, yeah. The music is good, and maybe you're a bit distracted by the fact that the fiddle music is good. She's playing some of your favorite hits, some real bangers.
Yeah, and I believe I see some more higher ups, like maybe some of her Dragon Mark friends coming to visit, and I suddenly am like ghosted a little bit.
Just sleep behind the bar.
Yeah, I try to go back and work with them.
Actually, they do. That is as you're kind of scanning the crowd there, kind of walking through the crowd, you do actually notice that there is a oh goodness, who is here? No, hold on, I'm looking over my list of
Is it Bono?
Where's everyone?
He is here.
Excuse me.
McGurdy.
Love him.
He's gonna be big and have spits to
Okay, actually, let me give you let me tell you who's in the tavern.
Okay.
Real quick. So here's who you notice while you're walking around. Starting to get ready for the dinner rush. There's a number of people. The people that really get your attention. You see there's a really big there's a one table that really draws your attention. There's a really big man dressed in full-on armor. Got that kind of sandy blonde hair and a big old beard. Kind of with armor, and he's sitting there. He's kind of sitting there talking. And a lot of people seem to know him, referring to him as, "Hey, Lorcan! Hey, Lorcan! Hey, how's it going, Lorcan?" He goes, "Hey, I'm wrestling conscious at 6. All right?" They go, "Yeah!" And you see that there is a singing along with all the songs that Adelaide is going. You see this this very well muscled red scaled dragonborn, who you recognize, by the way, as the local as one of the local blacksmiths.
Yeah.
I
got his name right here.
Adrix.
Adrix, that's it.
Adrix. Adrix. He's singing along to the songs. And he what kind of music are you playing? Like pop music?
I'm playing mainly reels and jigs.
Yeah.
So
Adrix is getting real into it.
Think like
into it.
upbeat
Loves
Celtic music.
Upbeat Celtic music. You have you see a older dwarven woman dressed in the colors of the Sharn City Watch, but like heavy robes though, rather than like armor and such. And she's talking to a number of you see that she's talking to a number of other city watchmen who stopped in here for a drink, like off duty. She seems to be kind of talking about the history of White Stag. She seems to know quite a bit about it. And then you also note that there is another dwarven woman that kind of draws your attention. She has one of every beer in front of her. Like her whole table is freaking covered in beers. You recognize her, by the way, as the proprietor of the Good Spirits Potion Shop, Balafram Roranarn.
Okay.
And she's testing all the beers that you have.
Someone had to. Okay.
You do, though, recognize, but probably someone and here's the person that you're probably talking about. None of your particular Dragon Mark friends are here tonight. Particularly Francis is not here this evening. But you do see that there is a half-elven man with a neatly trimmed goatee, shaggy brown hair, and he's dressed in his coat. He's dressed in kind of like fairly nice looking clothes, but not like super fine, but like it's nice. Like he's well dressed, and he's got the emblem of Madani, the basilisk from House Madani, on his lapel. Madani, by the way, is the dragon marked house of detection, who are they are like kind of like if the FBI were a monetized service that you could hire, or like private security, Madani.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he bears the symbol of the basilisk on the chest. So that's the Dragon Marked house member you see. So you see this man, and as you kind of walk around, I imagine you more bump into him. Right, so he's kind of walking through and kind of bumps you. Goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he looks at you. He's kind of a handsome man, half elf, brown hair, green eyes, and you kind of look. And you see this immediately, and he looks at you and he goes, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm so sorry."
D. Nice to meet you.
Oh, your name is D.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It kind of gives you a curious look. D, you said.
D.
Oh, I'm Darren. Darren Damondani.
Nice to meet you. I just don't like being touched.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
He kind of dances around you there.
Welcome to the White Stag.
Thank you. Do you work here?
Yes, I do. I work with the owner, and I point over towards.
I'm just like fiddling away and dancing around.
A musician is just one of those like open a bar so you can really just have a place to play music sort of thing.
No, she's actually just really good at it. So.
Oh, that's fair. I really enjoy this one. This jig's a real banger, as the kids say.
I would say that.
D, you said.
Yes.
And so you're just friends with the owner then, or?
Yeah, I live here as well with them. We're friends. We're a group of friends, adventurers that opened up the White Stag.
Oh, okay. So you're part owner.
Yeah, I'm not an owner. She's an owner on paper. I'm just helping.
Oh, that's fine. Sure. Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds like you made some good money there. That's great. Open up a tavern and all.
Well,
He's really give me an insight check, by the way.
17 plus. I need to make sure I'm.
Do you want a dice tray?
For your nearly round
19.
dice.
19.
Okay. He gives you a smile, and you're starting to get the impression that this man, the odd looks and such, he might be flirting with you.
Oh.
That's great. That's wow. Adventurer by trade then?
Yes.
I read something about that in the paper. The street sweepers.
Yes.
Issues. Was that? I remember the White Stag you mentioned. Was that you and yours?
Yes.
I'd love to hear about that sometime.
I would love to tell you sometime.
Maybe over a beer.
I have to check my calendar. I don't know if I'm free. But I will get back to you.
I just meant. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure.
I will. I'm coming, and then I kind of walk up. See you later.
Okay. Okay, you wander off. Gemstones. Let's talk gemstones. Okay, so here's how gemstones work. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Pull out a D4.
Pull out a D4.
Okay.
Oh, it's a game. I thought there was suddenly
Let's play
something with
gemstones.
it.
Bonell, his friend, they introduced you to their friend, Lord Torlin Irwans.
Okay.
Lord Torlin Irwans. You see that as he's taking off his cloak, the clasp in the cloak, he's got like this silk shirt on that's like unbuttoned that like reveals like chest hair and such. He looks like a these are guys who like to party.
He's
You
the
see
Hasselhoff.
Chet
go
and Tolan,
on.
you get the impression that these guys like to party and they have fun. Bonell is just sort of like seems like it's very clear to you that Bonell is sort of the level-headed one of this group. Lord Torlin, some things you learn about him. He's an avid book collector. He speaks with a booming voice filled with mirth. Great. You note that he talks a lot about his wife, but you notice he flirts with every single barmaid that walks by, and a few of the men at nearby tables. Just really anybody. He throws a couple of passes even at Chet and Bonell, but they seem kind of used to this by this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they just sort of but he's a shameless flirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chet, of course, who you met, who also gives you just big things of like, hey, this guy right here saved my life. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing good, Chad. It's good to see you again.
She's real good at that fiddle.
She is. She's quite skilled.
Yeah, she's single, and Bono goes, stop it. And he goes, what?
You know, as far as I know, I don't think she has a suitor currently.
Boys, I thought we were here to play a game, Gemstones. Here's how, all right, explain the rules. You're going to start off with a D4. We're going to have each round, we roll once,
Mhm.
and then the goal is to get a 4. When you get a 4, you graduate to a D6. And Mona goes, I goes, you graduate to a D6, then you roll until you get a 6, then you graduate to a D8, all the way up to a D20.
Ooh.
First person to roll a 20 gets the pot. How much are we wagering, boys? And Chick goes, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty tight. You might cover me today, Bonell? And Chick, Bonell goes, I got you. Standard bet? And they go, standard bet. And they each take 5 gold. They put it in the middle.
What the hell?
And Toby goes, hey! All right. And now we're going to play Gemstones.
Do we just kind of roll as fast as we can, or do we roll together and keep
We roll
going?
together.
Okay.
All right. And they will begin to roll.
That's not it.
Okay, I have to roll each one.
Right,
For each
right.
seven people. Okay, Chet goes up to the
Do you want
next
me to
set.
roll for one of them?
Say what?
Do you want us to roll?
Yeah, why don't you guys go ahead? Who wants to play the role of Chet? Actually, how about this? Chet, Bonell,
Flirtigan.
and Lord Torlin Irwans.
So Chet's up to a D6?
No, you guys just each roll instead.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's fair.
I got a 4.
I rolled a
I got a
1.
4.
okay, all right. So who are you playing?
Chet.
Chet and Irwans.
Irwans.
Irwans. Okay.
Bonal. It's still on the D.
Okay. So yep. And then all right. Round 2. Go. Round 3. Go.
What are we doing to see if we get a 6, then we move
Then
on?
you go
The
up.
next dice, you're going up each dice until you get to D20.
Okay.
And go. And go.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is a long. This one's gonna take forever. So, but it's also a game of like do casual conversation.
Yeah.
So, okay, roll again.
3.
I can only roll 2s.
This is rough.
I know it is, right? Roll again.
Hey.
Dang it.
Damn it.
Okay, and then let's roll a couple more times. I didn't realize. Boy, this
Got
was
it.
Hey.
supposed to be kind of a long-term game,
Okay.
and I realized, oh boy, this may not be the most.
At an 8.
Okay, you're at a D8.
I'm at an 8.
You're at a D8, and that's a D12 you're holding,
Oh.
but you should get a D8. That's a good idea too. Is that an 8?
That's an 8.
That's really what the 8 looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sarah,
crazy.
I
That's
say
like
it
a
every week. I hate those dice
Yeah.
so much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, roll again.
Roll again.
God dang it.
Nope.
Up to
Roll
a
again?
D6.
Hey!
Roll again.
Oh.
Now this is a D12.
Nope.
This is what the D12 looks like.
Roll again.
Oh my
Oh, it's
goodness.
Stuck on the 6.
1, 2,
Roll.
3.
I
Hey!
I'm at a D20.
Wow.
Oh.
You got to the D10 and the D12.
Yeah.
think did you
No,
skip
I
your
skipped the D10. Where's the D10? Okay, I go back to a D10.
I'm also up to a D10.
Nope. Okay. All right. Again. I know this is thrilling,
yes.
right? Oh yeah. Yes.
No, I think this is kind of fun.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay,
gym stuff.
and
Right?
yeah.
Oh,
9!
close.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Go again.
Dice rolling the game.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Isn't that why we're here?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, we're just getting all of our dice
Damn.
rolls.
I see people now rolling all out of
Oh,
sync.
sorry.
Okay.
Like
Sorry,
you just
sorry,
rolled the
sorry.
next wave.
Sorry,
so
sorry,
you guys
sorry.
roll.
Nope.
We all roll. Okay.
I got mine already.
Okay. Roll again.
Damn.
3, 2, 1.
I keep
Nope.
rolling a 6.
2,
Okay.
1.
Oh, you guys can self. You guys
Oh, I
can
got an
self-cover.
8.
You guys can
Alright.
self-cover, right?
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I got a 10.
Holy cow! Holy crap!
3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness.
I just need this fucking one to get it because I already got the 12.
3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Come on. 3, 2, 1.
Got it! I'm at a 20.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
5 golds on the pot, guys.
17!
3.
Who's
2,
gonna win it
1.
all?
Oh my god. Ugh. 3, 2, 1.
19!
Ah.
Grrr. Wait, that's a oh no, it's a 1. Damn it.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
14.
Oh my gosh.
This is
3,
fun to
2,
watch.
1.
It's not fun for you guys at
Damn
home
it.
to watch.
Oh yes! I'm on D20.
3, 2, 1. I'm up to a D12.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Damn it!
3, 2, 1.
D12.
3, 2, 1.
This is super-
Damn it!
3, 2, 1. I'm up to a
It
D20.
was on the 20!
Oh god, where'd my D20 go? 3, 2, 1.
I'm getting 12. I keep getting
3,
the
2,
same number.
1.
Damn it!
3, 2, 1. 19. 3, 2, 1.
Huh?
That's
D20.
one. 3, 2, 1.
From behind.
So you were Chet, right?
No,
No,
that was
Bonell.
Bonell.
Bonell?
Yeah.
God,
The guy already
Bonell!
has the damn money, of course.
Yeah.
Bonell wins the pot of 20 gold. And says, tabs on me tonight, boys.
Aye.
Wow.
Good sport about that.
Oh.
What you drinking tonight, Colton?
Oh, just some whiskey would be
The
fun.
D4 for so long.
Let me get that for you. I hear this place has some pretty,
With a
has some
dark
pretty
horse.
decent stock. He smiles and heads on. Okay, so that's the first hour. It gets to about hour 6, to the next hour.
Hour 6,
At this point, dinner is not quite served yet. But the patrons, though, patrons are having a good time listening to the music. Most people don't really seem to be noticing that the dinner is maybe taking a little bit longer, and the bar is definitely filling up. At this point, you can hear the Bonell and friends have stopped playing gemstones. And I just kind of moved on to casual conversation. Lorcan, the big man, has been sort of announcing anybody, come on, arm wrestling contest, who's in? And you see Gelda just sort of going, like sees this and just sort of like walk around. And she kind of looks at you, kind of whispers to you, I guess. It's a normal thing. Lorcan's a regular in many establishments around. Fine fellow though, very friendly, very strong though too.
Really?
Arm wrestling contest. The food, the smell of food, still filling up. So, but you are assured by Reba, who has been to the back a couple of times, to like get like bread and such, that the food should be ready fairly soon. So what are you doing during this next hour? We'll start with you, Colton. What are you going to be doing this next hour?
At this point, I'm probably just getting some drinks. But I think I'm also like noticing that the dinner is kind of a little behind. I might go poke my head into the kitchen and just.
No, he told him it's a trap. It's a trap.
What's going on?
Okay. All right. And great. And what are you going to be doing?
So, because you said we hired a whole staff. We don't have a house band. Like, it is literally, I'm the only one playing music, right?
No, Gilda definitely hired Huffin. You have staff.
Okay, I didn't know if that included me. Okay.
The bar always goes, oh, clearly we didn't hire music, because I don't know if a bar would think of that. I guess I'll do it all night.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably put my. I assume I had them like install a place where I can hang behind the bar my fiddle when I'm not playing.
Just in case they need one.
Because I want to have it handy. I'm a bard. I think I'm going to let them sort of take on this, and I'm actually going to do the rounds of like socializing and like checking on patrons and like having little conversations
Sure.
and smoozing.
Is there anybody in particular you're looking to have a conversation with, or just in general?
I probably do stop and want to touch base with like Bonell and Chet since we know them.
Sure, okay. Sarah, is there anything in particular you're looking to do during this next hour?
I'm going to be hanging out at the bar, having a drink. And kind of just moving about, like trying to talk to other patrons, like glad handing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Is there anybody in particular you'd want to have a conversation with?
Not arm wrestling guy. Chet. I'll go over with them.
Okay, so you okay, excellent. And what about you?
I want to wrestle.
Okay, so you're gonna go and meet Lorcan. Okay,
Lorcan.
sounds good. All right, so the two of you sit down with Bonell and such, and they seem happy to see you. They just got finished with the dice game, and you're kind of sitting down as Colts is leaving. Bonell, you meet these, then you kind of get an idea of their personalities and such. Chet is definitely sits a seat beside, opens up a seat beside you, but so does Lord Torres as well. I've got a better one right here. Got the better chair right over here. If you
I
like.
pull up next to him.
And he goes, well, hello, Lord Torlander Wands, and you are?
D.
D. It's a pleasure. And so, okay. What?
Oh, when she does that, it sort of negates what I was going to say. So I sit next to Chet.
Sounds good. And they're as flirty as they can be and such. It's the impression I'm trying to give is it's a lot less overbearing, creepy, weird, and a lot more just like fun, flirty time.
Okay.
Is how these guys like to roll. Except for Bonell, who just sort of who kind of skips the whole flirtation part, but he's still in on the fun aspect. As you're heading back to the kitchen after a bit to see how things are going, the door swings open and you see Reba is walking out with a tray of food. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. And you see there's bowls of stew that she has on there. And she goes, did you need something?
Did you need a hand with that, Reba?
We have a whole staff to
Okay,
help with that.
just check, just making sure I'll get out of your way.
Soup's just got up, so
I'll get out. I will just step right out of her way and get out of the way.
We don't know
So
how
she goes by. She goes by. Looks like food's starting to be put out.
Okay, well, all right, so we're good.
Get out
I kind of wander back on over to. Well, I was getting worried about dinner, but apparently he's just a little behind, so we're good.
You know, by the way, from what you've seen during the lunch hour, he's just slow because he's an artist.
Yeah.
You can't rush artistry.
It's a whole
I'll
process.
grab a free chair and just pull up to this already crowded table.
Sure. So you guys sit with the people you already know. That's good. So you guys start enjoy kind of probably maybe another game of Gemstones Village starts rising.
Gemstones.
Meanwhile, you sit down. You look over and you see Lorcan. He's just finished up slamming down this guy's arm. And people go, oh! You see money exchanging hands, but most people seem to be betting on Lorcan.
Yeah.
Lorcan, he stands up. He's about 6.5 feet tall. Sandy blonde hair, big beard. He looks like kind of a mess, like most adventurers would.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives you this big old smile as you approach and goes, hey, new guy, looking for an arm wrestling match?
Well, always.
Well, good to meet you. My name's Lorcan, friend. What's yours?
I'm Brock.
Brock? Nice to meet you. Do a big
Solid handshake.
solid man handshake.
Just like Predator, you just BAM! Like the full.
You looking to get on
Son
some
of
of
a
this?
bitch.
You looking to get on some of this arm wrestling action here, my friend?
That's right.
All right. Well, he kind of sits down and he goes, all right. Well, before I arm wrestle a man or a woman or however you identify, because we don't judge here. I don't know this place very well. Do we judge here, everybody?
No, we don't judge!
Okay, and you see Bonell goes a little bit, check us, a little bit, and Bonell goes, stop it. And he goes, we don't. And Lorcan goes, that's what I like to hear. Well, name's Lorcan. We just want you to know that got the lady luck on my side.
That right.
Oh well, yeah, Aladra. Looking over my every dice roll, every competition, so you might be in for it, my friend.
Ugh. Might be having second thoughts. No, I'm just kidding.
That's good. Yeah, I'm an adventurer by trade. Yourself?
Adventurer by trade.
Oh, you here to join? You consider you part of the Clifftop Adventuring Guild?
Might look into it. Me and my
Might look into it. Clifftop Adventuring Guild is the best adventuring guild in the city, and you hear some hurrah! Yeah. Deathgate can suck a dick, and you hear him go hurrah! And he sits back down and he goes, I don't know. The people have spoken, my friend. Well, who are you with? You with a team?
Actually, I'm with the White Stag Company. We just inherited the place. There.
Oh, you're one of the owner. Oh, I got an arm wrestling owner here, guys. Well, hopefully I won't get kicked out if I win, right?
No, I might charge you extra for your drinks, though.
Yeah. Oh, better bet big then, eh, guys? No, I like this guy. All right, let's want to do some arm wrestling here. Let's get going, pal.
Yeah.
And they explain the rules of arm wrestling and such. Are you going to put any money down?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, how much are you going to put down?
Let's make it an even 1 gold for now.
Yeah, they're giving you 3 to 1 odds against.
Oh,
So you put down 1. If you win, you get 3 back.
Yeah.
If you lose though, you just pay the 1.
Okay.
Versus the 1 to 3 on him. So.
All right.
All right. So
what am I rolling?
arm wrestling. Pull out a d20. It's going to be straight up strength.
Ooh.
So here's how it goes. Arm wrestling. When I run this as a game, there's 5 positions.
Okay.
You start here, and so there's done. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Even advantage to one side.
Yeah. And then done.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to start off in the up position. So it's going to be opposed rolls. Opposed rolls. If you match, there's no difference.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And if you get a nat 20, you go two in the direction you prefer.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so here we go. So let's get the narrative of the arm wrestling match.
Okay.
People are starting to watch. People are getting pretty excited. They announce the names and.
Yeah. Ooh. Brock will take his coat off.
Yeah.
So he's just got the.
Taking off the coat. And
I
so
imagine
we're
it's like, all right, rolls up the sleeves.
all right.
I imagine we're like, wait, what's going on?
Okay.
As he flushes, he grabs a beer and holds it in the other hand and goes,
This
"We
guy.
drink when we play."
Brock will grab one too.
All right, so he's so go ahead and make your sharp pistols. Going to roll.
Come on, Brock.
He gets a 12.
Brock got an 11.
All right, so he immediately brings you down to position one. It has advantage on you at this point. He takes a big old chug of beer, and everyone's like, "Oh!"
That will cause him to get a little bit angry.
Oh.
He's gonna go
You're
into
gonna
a
rage?
rage.
All right, excellent. So you have your next roll with advantage.
Yeah. That's pretty good. 19.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you push him right back up to the second. He goes, "Oh!" And he's like stressing, showing you veins on your on your pop, and he goes, "Oh!" And he kind of puts down the beer, he's so holding, he kind of sets himself down. He goes, "Oh, making a showing."
Yeah.
All right, roll again. He gets a 12.
18.
18? Ooh, you get him down to advantage.
Eee.
He goes, He goes, all right. I see what's happening here. What do you think, guys? Had to pull the old Larkinaroo? And everyone goes, "That's the dumbest name we've ever heard." And somebody else goes, "Do the Larkinaroo!"
Yeah, do it!
Okay.
Come on.
And and go ahead and roll your opposed check.
Yep.
Here you go.
Okay.
But he starts to flex his fingers around her like this way.
Hey,
And
come
it's
on.
like, it's real uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
He hits a 19.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, shit!
23.
Wham!
Yeah.
You slap him down. And he goes, and everyone's going like, what's it going? Ah!
That's my boy!
Damn it! Double or nothing?
Yeah, why not?
He goes, all right, hold on, let me finish my beer here real quick. All right, let me stretch around. We'll do double or nothing here in a second. He's gonna let your rage subside.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sees it. He recognizes.
Yeah,
it.
he's been around.
He's an adventurer. He knows a barbarian rage. when he sees
Double or
one.
nothing. He takes slides down 2 gold.
Okay.
And the odds have now changed. It's 1-to-1 now.
Ooh.
Yeah. So whatever you put down, it's just you guys bet like how much are you gonna put in the pot. So so he wants to win his money, or so he puts down two total. Yeah. So 1-to-1.
Bets are open, you guys.
Sure.
I will come over and put money down on him.
How much?
2 gold.
2 gold. Okay.
I'll put
2 down on the big man.
on down
2
on
gold.
I will also put 2
It
gold
needs to be
on
both.
Ron.
Zonel, Chet, and everyone's absolutely get on this action. They're laying down
got
like
this.
they're betting much each other with like 10 golds and such. Lord 2-to-1 pulls off his wedding ring and puts it down, and the other one goes, "That you can't do that every time." And he goes, "Ah."
You've broken peace.
You know we won't keep it. He goes, "All right." He pulls out a coin purse. Okay, here we go. You start in position 1 and opposed roll. I got 19.
16.
Oh no! Come on. He's flexing his fingers at you. He's giving you the old Lorcaroo.
This guy.
Here we're going. 15.
22.
All right. You're back up to position. You're back up to neutral position. Here we go. He gets a 19.
8.
8. Oh! Brings you back down to advantage. He's coming in. I think he's now pushing the advantage, and he starts chugging. And you're hearing a few people chanting, "Lower gun!" As he's chanting,
He's
drinking.
digging his claws into the wood of the table with his other hand.
And you see Gelder going, "Please stop doing that," but nobody hears.
No!
I start chanting Brock at our table.
Okay. All right, here we go.
5.
Nat 1. He goes flips over to the wrong direction with the nat 1.
yeah.
So now you've got
That was
advantage.
like-
Yes.
That's my boy, Brock.
We're both getting kind of exhausted at this point.
But the exhaustion, but still going. He starts flexing and trying to do the Lorcaroo.
9.
Oh no, 9. Oh no, never mind. He absolutely beats that.
Okay.
Absolutely beats that.
So it's back up to even.
neutral. Back up to neutral. Crowd still chanting. 21.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll try, I guess.
Spend a coin.
Then the coin.
Spin the coin.
Let fate speak.
Okay.
Oh no.
6.
All right. He's got the
on the
advantage.
ropes,
He's got the
yeah.
advantage. On the ropes. Here we
Come
go.
on, Brock.
Possibly the last roll.
Possibly.
The man slams down on the table as he gets 24.
Well, I got a nat 1, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think he probably gets flipped backwards off the
You
chair
actually
with that.
fall off the table,
Yeah.
fall off the chair, and slam down. You fall off the chair, and Morgan gets over and goes, "Oh, holy shit, are you okay, man?"
Yeah.
He goes,
Good
"All
match,
right.
good match.
Good match, good. But Lorca's the winner!" And then a bunch of people start cheering, and then they help you. Lorca comes over and helps you up, and such.
Yeah.
Good game, good showing. We'll get that tiebreaker some other time, eh? Gotta get my arm a rest.
You know it.
Hey, you tried, mate. That's what
You hear a
matters.
scream from the opposite side of the bar.
I run wherever that scream
I
is.
look to see what's going
However,
on.
you see that there's a the three triplets are like sort of oscillating around a table, and you see a man standing there, a gnomish man going, he goes, there's a rat on the floor, it just ran right by my feet. Ah! I don't like it. This is gross. And you see the triplets are sort of looking like.
I rush over. Excuse me, what's the problem here?
I saw a rat, it ran across my feet. Oh!
Really? What direction did it go? And is this an obvious lie to
Give an insight check.
Am I able to also come over?
Did you announce that you're coming over?
I said I'd look to see what was happening, and my
Then
intention
you look
was...
to see what was coming happening. She is here. I'm going to get through this first.
12.
12. He seems distressed.
What direction?
Kind of points out general direction. At this point, anybody else who wants to arrive has arrived.
Okay.
He goes, I don't know, it just ran across my feet, I jumped up, it was over, and it kind of like points towards like a dark corner of the, he's kind of like near a corner in the bar, kind of points out that direction, goes, you see a couple of other people sort of looking and go, they're kind of looking over like they're starting to listen in, like this isn't a super loud conversation, it's a loud bar, but people are starting to look.
So you were walking out, can I point where he pointed so you can check while I try and like calm him down, like sort of...
I'm going to try to find evidence of the rat.
Give me a perception check. Give me a persuasion check. What are the two of you doing?
Probably getting you a drink.
I don't know if I believe this guy.
Do you think?
Well, think about it. We've been on the up and up. We've been thorough.
Probably just a jerk trying to get a free meal.
Yeah. You bought this?
You got to say the words. 15. No, you do in fact find some rats cat in the corner, and you see a little hole. You see like a little hole in the wall, like a little crack in the wall. I mean, the place was remodeled, but not a complete tear down and redone. So a lot of you see like there's a small crack in the molding, and you do see there's a little bit of rats cat there, kind of in that hole.
Okay.
And what did you get for your check?
23.
No, he's like, what do you offer to him? To calm him down.
I think I go ahead and is he eating food?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a bowl of soup.
We compass soup.
Oh, he seems okay with that ultimately.
Okay.
Ultimately, kind of justifies it with I mean, it's a tavern and it's a tavern in Dura. That's I just get skittish, you know.
Of course, and we'll I believe Dee is taking care of it, and sort of the new opening.
The triplets will go ahead and clean him off another table and kind of move over, and other people just see that it's been kind of resolved there. So and so they sort of go back to what they're doing. The man seems like that'll be enough, and goes and takes the other table, kind of shudders a little bit, but that seems to be about it.
Okay.
Okay. You guys got it handled.
That's 7:00. It is about 7:00. What do you? Let's see here. The games and such seem to be kind of people are now in the full. Most people are eating now because food has been served, and the kind of the throes of eating. What are all of you doing? What are you doing during the 7:00 hour while most people are eating and listening to music?
If people are mainly eating, I'm gonna maybe do the actual general like moving around, making sure everyone like not really stopping at any one place, but like glad handing, checking on everybody.
Gilda's job. Got it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go. Is Adric still here? Like, is he?
Adrix? Yeah.
Yeah. Is he? I might go try to make conversation with him.
Sure.
Must about get some fresh air.
Sure. Okay.
I am gonna try to plug up this rat hole to stop the rat from coming back out, or get the rat.
Those are two separate things. Are you going to try to catch the rat, or are you going to try to plug up the hole?
Catch the rat.
Okay.
The cheese.
So you start pulling out like rat catching implements in the middle of the restaurant and walking through with like buckets and such. Like, we're gonna get it, people.
Oh no, I won't
I
do
only
that.
need one rat
didn't believe
catching
that's what-
implement. Pulls out a short bow.
Yeah, pulls out. You're gonna pull out a short bow, or
No.
pull out some poison gas, like pump in there and stuff. How are you doing this?
No, then I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, what are you doing then for the next hour?
I'm gonna go and talk to the dwarf that was trying all the beers.
Sounds good. Okay, you mean sit down with Adrix. Adrix is sitting there kind of just singing along to the music in between like soup bowls. He's got like two bowls there in front of him. He goes, I always have to order two. Colton Reeves. No, that's your friend.
he's over there.
Friend. You're the bugbear. What's your name again? Sorry, friend.
I'm Brock.
Adrix.
You own the Mithril Blade, don't you?
Yeah. On the Mithril Blade.
Yeah, saw you walking around. Well, we were walking around the other day. You do a lot of business up here in Clifton.
Oh, a lot of business, a lot of weapons, a lot of plus, the specialty really draws the people in. A wink.
What kind of specialty is that?
I guess you could say that I work with a lot of elven smith techniques. A wink.
Oh my god.
Is that right?
Ever since I came to Sharn, I come from Kibara. The smithing techniques are very very different. And it came, during when the last war ended, I thought see the world, see what Corvair has to offer, and came to this great city. And I saw some elven smiths working in Little Arenhall, and the brilliant, shining work that they did with mithril. Oh, melted me heart. And I thought to myself, Adrix, you could create works of art of this beauty. And so I have saved myself a bit of money too by on a good forge on account of my mouth is one,
Oh yeah, I can see how that
I
would
breathe
go in.
fire, you see.
Yeah,
A wink.
my family's in the smithing business themselves. I don't do it as much these days, but I reckon I could probably learn a few.
Oh, who's your favorite smithing style? Well, when you look at the great works, I personally, Arenal style, their bladesmiths are some of the best. What's your favorite style?
Well, I gotta go with the Decani, I suppose. It's not
classic,
too
Decani's
surprising
classic.
of an answer.
But I suppose it would make sense that you'd go for a Decani, a wink.
Yeah,
But
not trying to surprise anyone, I suppose.
No, I didn't mean it like that. My apologies. The Decani, good solid work to last the ages. You ever been to Dargoon? When I went through Dargoon, they had the Darkani stonesmiths had carved heads into the mountains themselves. Right, giant heads of their Darkani leaders. Great hobgoblins. It is one of the most awe-inspiring things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever seen. Honestly, imagine being so important, being so influential that your head is not on, but is a mountain. Oh, that's the dream, am I right? A wink.
Yeah, it is. So, reckon they'll put one of our faces on one of these towers someday if we do enough.
Maybe you. I'm just a humble shopkeeper, but hey, if you ever need a mithril guy to start, so maybe or you need a bust made, right? Of it, like a metal, something I could probably craft one for you.
Yeah, I never work with the stuff, so yeah, I'd definitely be seeing you sometime.
Most of the time I'm working with iron and still a wink,
Sure.
but nonetheless, mithril is, I always thought I could get my hands on it. Good stuff. Hey, you should come by the shop sometime. You seem pretty decked out and such. I'm sure you're adventuring types, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, a friend of mine is a street sweeper, by the way. I heard a little bit about y'all. So, good work.
Yeah, happy to help.
Right. We got a lot of adventurers around here, but not always as many heroes as we would need. A wink.
You let us know if you need anything. I'm gonna step.
Thanks. He goes back. Think about you, I touch myself. He's like tapping his feet to the music. All right. You're just moving around. You were talking to who?
I just stepped outside to get some fresh air.
Got some fresh air. You're talking to. You sit down with Balafra Ronarn. She has a bunch of beers in front of her. All of them are empty at this point. She's got a bowl of soup she's working through. She goes, And she's talking your ear off about, you know, there's all kinds of beers out in the world, but I find myself enjoying the hoppy taste of pale ales. Oh, that's the beer for me. I've got a nice collection here of the pale ales you have. You got some good ones. A few from the Lazar Principalities. Oh, they know how to make a true pale ale. And LPA, some of the best hoppiest beers you'll ever have. I come from the Wireholds. They're more about the stouts and the darks and the ambers. But me, I'm a pale ale girl. How about yourself? What's your favorite pale ale?
Whatever your favorite is.
Have you ever tried a Lazar Red?
No, I have
Well,
not.
they're pretty good. Have you ever tried an Ondarian Sparkle White?
No, I should.
They're also pretty good. A little bit pricey for my taste.
Oh.
I own a potion shop, by the way.
Yes, you do.
Good Spirits Potion Shop. Each one a different flavor of pale ale.
Oh, that's interesting. I
Think about it, right? You're an adventurer, aren't you?
yes, I am.
You like beer, don't you?
Yes,
Imagine if your potions were beers.
I'd want to drink them more.
But low alcoholic. You don't want to be losing your mind down in the old Zindric dungeons, do you?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, me tummies are rumbling, but that's probably because of all the good pale ales I've had. Except for that one. That's a Thranish one. They're always a little skimpy on the alcohol.
Okay.
Less of the wine. Oh, they love their wine. Not quite as much as the Ondarians love their wine, but the Thranish love their wine too.
But I'm glad that we have someone in town that knows the drink. Yeah.
Oh, I know a lot about pale ales.
Yeah, that's great.
She throws up on your lap.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry!
Fine.
Oh, my tummy's been a rumbling!
Yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
something bears! Oh, I'm sorry! Let me, and she's like, starts like...
No, it's okay. I got it. I got it.
all right, so I didn't mean
It's
to.
about-
You see one of the two of the triplets are kind of floating over, and they've got like floating behind them a mop.
Yeah,
And one's the bucket.
and I
Is it
basically.
just rolling along the ground as they
Jesus
float
Christ.
past?
I love these triplets so much.
Okay.
I'm now like kind of like shuffling through, trying not to like get it everywhere, but also go clean myself up.
As you start to head towards the washroom, you see Darren as kind of sees you and kind of holds his fingers like he's like trying to get your attention, like coming towards you. Do you dodge him or do you like go to talk to him? You're covered in puke. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to outpace him to the bathroom.
Sure. Okay, so you kind of just move around him. Like he sees him, so like you move around him. He's like,
Yeah, just I like gesture to my clothes.
he's like, okay. You sort of look around like, all right. As you go out to the back. And then you note that people are like they kind of see. You see a number of people also like sitting around like have seen Balafra just like puke out there. They're all kind of giving like a side eye to all those beers, and they're all kind of going like. Like kind of making their own little.
Like the sight of her puking is making them nauseous.
Give me an insight check,
Okay.
I guess.
More like it's a reaction to her, not like, oh no, the beer is tampered with. Shit more.
I mean, you're not sure.
Okay,
but
well, I'm
probably.
gonna try and go over, and I'm assuming Gilda's also like rushing
Yes.
over to like damage control and make sure.
Gilda's like watching, but Gilda actually is not rushing over.
Oh right,
She's
because
just-
the two sisters.
Because the
have
two
the
sisters
boss.
are already there. Yeah,
Okay.
Gilda is kind of talking with some people over on the inside because she's then just kind of gives that oh no big deal over there.
I'm gonna go towards Balfra, right?
Balafra Mourner.
Balafra. I'm gonna go and say, oh, I'm so sorry that your stomach is. Would you like to? I can get you something maybe from the bar to maybe settle a little bit, if you'd like.
Aye, probably a pale ale will do me well. Settle the old tummy.
Oh, I was going to say something a little more sort of gingery would be my recommendation.
Like a ginger pale ale, yeah. They've got a good one that comes out of Kibara.
I'll go see what Liv has, and
Wonderful.
I'm gonna go over to Liv
See a number of people out there are kind of giving you a look because they've been eyeing all those empty beers. So it's like 13 cups there, right?
Yeah.
And you go.
I'm gonna go get something that is not alcoholic from Liv, like a sort of fantasy ginger ale or
Sure,
something.
sounds good. You see just a and then just
Yeah,
slides
I
across
assume
the
he
bar.
already knows. Like,
And you just see one patron going, I love seeing this!
Yeah.
Just sitting there the whole time with the ghost bartender.
Yeah.
Sure. You take it back over to her, and she goes, I take it. She goes, no, that's not alcoholic. I need do you have the Kabaran ginger ale, pale ale? Oh, it's real good. You can just taste the hops in it, right? But the ginger adds a nice little spice to it.
I don't know that. I don't know if Liv has that one.
Oh, that's okay. I'll go ask him myself. She stands up and starts to walk over towards the bar.
Oh no.
What do you do?
Yeah, I'm
Four,
going to. I don't know
three,
that if I can give
two.
Liv like a no.
How do you do that?
Yeah, because Liv, I can't
Yeah,
see
how
Liv.
do you make eye contact with Liv?
I'm gonna follow her over to the bar, where and
Sure.
hopefully I can, if I need to sort of corral her at the bar, so it's just me and her.
Sure.
Um,
You able to?
all
Goes,
right.
oh, joining me, eh? Liv, need the ginger pale ale, the Kabaran one.
But oh damn it, I don't have it on here. Balfra, I think maybe we need to, given the reaction of your stomach, I want to recommend that you take a moment before more pale ale. I don't want it to react poorly with your stomach. I would suggest maybe water or the ginger ale.
He goes, well, you got. She gives you a look like water,
Well, yes.
ginger ale. What are you saying?
I'm saying maybe we need to blend with the IPA, or with the pale ales.
You think I'm drunk, don't you?
I think you might have had an upset stomach, and I want to make sure we don't make it worse, because you...
I know what my stomach needs.
I'm just a little concerned.
9.8% proof. Hop scale of 4.3. No, that's what I need right now. Water. She spits. Water. You see a couple of other dwarves go, just answer for the side. Water. They all just spit alongside. And she looks. She goes, no. I know what I need.
Well, can I ask, what do you think upset your stomach?
If I had to say, probably the soup.
All right. That's maybe something I need to talk to Ronaldo about then. All right. Given that the other dwarves reacted the same
You see,
way.
by the way, that there's a floating beer that hasn't been poured yet.
Yeah. Do I?
Manager just says, what do you do?
I'm gonna let it slide because the other
Sounds
dwarves
good. Beer
seem...
gets poured, and she and starts to drink. You see a number of patrons now, by the way, who have been watching this situation, see this and kind of start murmuring amongst one another as what they believe is the clearly drunk woman has just been allowed to drink more after throwing up on someone. So, where are you going?
I'm actually staying at the bar to watch.
Sure.
To see if it is a one-time instance or if she's still drunk.
All right, sounds good. I believe we covered what.
I just stepped outside to get some fresh air. Yeah.
Okay. It's about 10 minutes later when the next person throws up. Chet has just hurled onto the floor. You see that his table's covered in a number of shot glasses. They've been drinking quite a bit. And kind of sitting there goes, oh! And you see Bono going like, and Bono's like trying to take him, but another person's like puking on the floor now.
All right, I'm gonna go over to see.
I'm going to go back with Ronaldo, and I'm going to
Yeah.
test that damn soup, like examine the
Okay, so
soup.
you're gonna go back to the kitchen. What are you doing?
I'm going over to make sure Chet's okay, and also I'm gonna see has he been eating the soup as well?
Yeah, there's a soup bowl on the table.
Okay.
So you're over with them.
Yes.
You head over there. You're heading to the back. What are you doing?
I think. God.
There's another yell across the bar. Someone yells "rat." What do you do?
He will go address that.
4 people jump up from their table all at the same time, yelling as they jump away from the table.
Yeah.
What do you, Yeah, you hear people yelling rats, and you hear that you've seen that now. Chet's throwing up. You see your teammates going back to the to behind the bar, towards the kitchen.
I'm gonna go join Brock and see about the screaming about rats.
On the way, another person throws up on the floor, right on your feet. You see a young woman with just looking very very green around the gills. This merfolk, she looks very green around the gills, and her satyr companion also is like kind of holding his mouth like.
Oh my goodness. I apologize, folks. You'll be compensated for the meal. We're gonna see what's going on.
As you're walking, so you're walking, heading towards the kitchen, and you see Reba is struggling with a. She got a bag of trash that she's struggling with. She goes kind of blocking the way behind the bar, and she goes, "I'm sorry, dear. I'm just trying to get this outside. Is everything okay? I hear a bunch of people shouting."
There's a bunch of throwing up going on. I need to make sure it's not the soup.
Oh, okay. I'm here. And she's like trying to figure out how to get out of the way with this big trash bag, but she's like seems overwhelmed as hell.
Go through.
Did you just pick her up?
No, like move her to the side.
Okay, so you try to like physically pick up this.
No. Just like you know how you're trying to pass someone, you just put your hand so you can move.
Okay,
past
so you shove
them?
past your employee.
Excuse me, lady. I have to get back. I'm more intent on like there's people throwing up. I need to move past you.
Okay,
so
sure.
It's
Give me an acrobatics check. Let's see if you can get past her because she's carrying this big. Like, it's not a wide bar behind
Nat
her,
20.
right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you nimbly like slide past her there. Nimbly slide past her there.
And I enter the kitchen.
You see the floating, or not the floating, like behind the table you can see the chef's hat, kind of moving around there as the half-sized chef is moving around. Kind of you can see got his back to you and he's like putting soup in the bowls.
Ronaldo, I need to check the soup for a minute. We got some throw. I'm check the soup.
Okay.
I'm checking the soup to see what is in this soup, and then I'm like, shit, I'm gonna taste the soup.
Tastes like soup.
Okay.
Smells pretty. You can see various ingredients all kind of thrown, kind of scattered about. It's kind of chaos back here.
Can I tell what the ingredient? Like, can I tell the ingredients that have been in it? Like,
Sure, give me an insight check, or give me a investigation check.
Ooh. 15, 17, and I'm proficient, so that's 19.
Okay. You see carrots, potatoes, turnips, chicken stock, and a large rat that's been cut up and diced onto the table and flayed open.
Are you putting rats in the soup?
The chef turns around, and you see there is a halfling wearing a chef's hat, but it's not a halfling you recognize. This one has his face is covered in like pustules. And scraggly hair is kind of sticking out from it. You can see that the chef's coat that he's wearing is not buttoned up properly, like there's some buttons missing. And he's got this hat on, but the hat's askew. He's wearing and his shirt says Ronaldo, but this is not Ronaldo.
Yeah.
As this halfling looks at you and opens his mouth, you see his filed down teeth, and he screams "Ah!" and hurls a butcher's knife at you.
Oh, okay.
Make a dexterity check. Dexterity saving throw.
This was supposed to be a place of fun.
11.
And, you were able to dodge it.
Yeah.
To dodge it real quick, and as you look back, as you kind of duck down, you go thunk. And you like look back at the back door is open, and the chef is running.
I bolt off after
Okay.
him.
So you start to head towards the door. Excellent. As you have to head towards the door, I'm going to come back to you guys. So you see a number of people yelling rats, and you can see that there is in fact a rat scurrying around, like underneath the table. Okay. And people are sort of kind of like jumping away, and then one of them, as you get there and kind of see this, one of them like stops and just like throws up into a corner.
Okay.
Okay. It throws up into a corner. What do you do?
Okay, this has gone beyond chaos. Brock's going to speak up and say, "All right, if everyone could orderly go outside, we will compensate you for your meals tonight. We need to close up shop."
People are sort of looking around, really, really confused. Gertie looks up and kind of gives you a nod, and you see. Okay. You see this, and you see the front. You see the front door is currently like already open.
Yeah.
And you see Reba is sitting there with this big old trash bag.
Uh-huh.
And as people trying to surge towards it, she trips and falls, and the trash bag bursts open, and about 30 rats start swarming.
Live rats out of the trash bag.
30 live rats.
Son of
A swarm of rats.
Okay.
And that's when the screaming begins.
Yeah.
You start to head towards her when you begin to hear screaming, like a whole cacophony of screaming coming from the common room. Do you choose to leave, or do you choose to investigate that?
I investigate that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for a swarm of rats.
Oh wait, that's not me. We already have initiative.
Correct.
Yeah, routines or rituals,
Okay.
things you do.
All right.
Son of a bitch. It's free.
Okay, so I got a 9. So I'm last, that's for sure. Probably in the last position. Deirdre!
Yeah.
Deirdre, you are in the kitchen, you hear screaming, you rush out. You're behind the bar, and you can see across the tavern room at the front door, you see this trash bag and some trash spilled from the floor. The door is, you see Reba has like tripped and fallen. You see that there's a swarm of rats starting to head towards the patrons there, and there's about 30 feet in between you and them, but you have a bar and a number of people on the tables. So you can see a sort of rat starting to move towards kind of through the little spaces and such, and people are yelling and screaming as these rats are coming towards them. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and move as much as I can, and then dash forward, kind of like.
How much can you move total?
30. I can move 60 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you could, if you want to, hop the bar and like move, sure.
Slide
Okay.
down and
Hop over the bar, spilling and kind of kicking over a couple drinks as you go. You leap off, starts wiggling, kind of moving through the crowd. Hey, move! You get to this big swarm of rats. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, and so I kind of position myself in between them and patrons, and I start attacking the rats, like just to stop them from advancing.
Okay, go ahead.
15.
That is a hit.
They are not adjacent to anybody, so I don't get sneak attack.
I mean, they're adjacent to people, but not your allies. Yeah,
Right.
Sure. Okay.
So that would be 8 damage.
Okay. There's a swarm of them, so they only take half physical damage. So it is about 4 damage. You kind of start stabbing at a few of the rats, trying to kind of kill them off there. But there's just a ton of them.
Okay.
Okay. There's a ton of them. All right. Deirdre, we're going to move from Deirdre to Adelaide. Adelaide, you were...
I was at the middle table with Chet and Bonnell.
Okay, yeah, middle table. So they're about 10 feet away from you at the front door. So 10 feet typical train at the front door. You see Deirdre has leaped over, ran through the bar, and is now stabbing rats in the middle of the bar. Rat blood getting all over the... Kind of.
Okay. I don't know that this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. I am going to, if I can, yell to Gilda, get the patrons out, another door, please. And I am going to try and cast Dramatic Sting on the swarm. It's a wisdom saving throw. Which is a 13 DC.
Fails.
Okay. I think it's just, is it a D? I think it's just a D4. Sorry. I have to flip. Target takes 1 psychic damage, but it becomes frightened of me until the spell ends. At the end of each of the creature's turns, it can make another wisdom save, ending the effect. On a failed save, the creature takes an additional 1d.
Actually, it just takes one. It's immune to the frightened condition because it's a whole swarm of rats, not just one. So one rat is like, but the rest of them don't seem to give a shit.
Okay, well, that was... I am going to say, Colton, we need your magic on the swarms, please. And I am going to give you bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We get to Colton. So before Colton, you see Lorcan stands up and goes, get out of here! Hell, we probably know how to swing a rope as better than you! Come on, guys, let's... He starts throwing up. We go to Colton.
Spin out my wand, pop it in the hand. I just kind of point at Adelaide and go, got it! And Eldritch Blast into the swarm of rats.
It's about 20 feet away, difficult terrain. There's a bunch of cover. I'm giving them a +5 bonus to their AC.
Okay.
Significant cover. Shooting through a group of people, don't roll a 1.
I am
You
going
also
to...
have bardic.
I have... I'm going to spend a coin to re-roll the d20.
Sure.
Much better. With Bardic is a d4, right?
It's a d6.
Oh, Jesus. 13 plus, 19.
That's definitely a hit.
And then 6 force damage.
Wow, yeah, that definitely knocks a bunch of the rats out, just kind of scorches them up, and you hear somebody goes, oh yeah! And like cheers, and then oh, and like runs off to the side.
That'll be my turn.
All right, we go from Colson to Brock.
Brock pulls out his knife out of his coat, which is about the size of a short sword. He's got a big old knife.
Every time he pulls out, he just whispers, "This is a knife."
Yeah, exactly. But under his breath so nobody can hear. And yeah, he will gleefully join Deirdre in stabbing rats. It's a proud Lower tradition.
Sure.
Is stabbing a swarm of rats with a
Exactly.
knife.
We're used to this.
Yeah. 19 to hit for 6 piercing.
Okay.
Non-magical.
All right, so you managed to get a couple. There's still enough of the swarm to be kind of a threat, but they seem to be dwindling at this point. You two are in melee with the rats right now?
Yep.
I need a perception check from both of you.
Is this a visual or sound?
Visual.
Nah. 4. Actually, 3.
Sarah, what's your perception
14.
check? 14?
Yeah.
Okay. As the rats are starting to form, you sort of see some movement off in the corner of your eye, and you look over, and you see Reba is kind of getting up, and she's kind of brushing herself off, and she looks at the swarm of rats there, and she smiles, and she runs down. She starts running down towards the street. See her smile, just this is a very pleased grin on her face as she runs, and you get the impression that may not have been an accidental fall at all. And we go to the swarm of rats though, who is going to swarm on one of you two.
Okay.
So it'd be odd if it were you. Odd. So the bunch of rats are like.
It is pretty odd seeing a bunch of rats swarm a bugbear.
Okay, here we go. They are going
Saturday.
to. That is a. Let me roll that. Nat 20!
Oh boy.
You're not the only one who can get a nat 20, my friend. The rats start to swarm over you. They enter your space. They start to swarm. You are going to take. But the swarm is bloodied, so they do half damage, so we go back to regular, normal
Hooray.
damage. And you're going to take a total of 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Aw, jeez.
Oh, because they're rats and they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Maybe we get bonus for living in Dua.
I got a 20.
Oh yeah, you are absolutely fine. But usually they're like mites and such, and like
Motherfucker.
fleas coming off of these rats, and they're
Oh.
biting onto you with
Yeah.
their diseased little teeth. Okay, we go to Deirdre.
You need to make a wisdom save, because if you fail it, you take no damage.
Fail. How much damage?
It's another d4, so 2 psychic.
You see a couple more rats fall over. There's just barely enough to provide a threat. Just barely enough, Deirdre. You see Reba
Yeah.
has just bolted.
So, seeing that this seems to be well in hand, she bolts after Reba, dashing to pursue her.
Okay, you started chasing. We then go ahead and go to Adelaide.
I am.
Adelaide, you see Deirdre has just bolted out the door. Something run away from the rats and just bolted out the door.
I'm gonna trust her decisions, but I'm gonna try and deal with this. So I'm maintaining concentration, but I'll take out my rapier and I will run up and slash, because I can't cast another spell while I'm concentrating on. So I'm singing these dark words under my breath. as I attack.
Motherfucking rats.
That's a 14.
Noir.
That's a 14.
That's a hit. Just dark words. Noir. Dusky. Shadowy.
9 piercing.
9 piercing. The last of the rats are skewered by you.
Okay.
There's the few remaining rats that are just like disperse and run out the open door. But the rat swarm has been dispersed.
All right.
Colton, what do you do?
Hi. I see her. I shout, "I'm going with D," and I dash out to join her.
Brock.
Brock is gonna stay in here to try. Actually, no. This he saw that shit happen out of the kitchen. He's going to go see. He's going to go investigate what's going on in the kitchen right now.
Okay. You go to the back of the kitchen, and you just see there's this big old mess. You see a cleaver sticking out of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You see the back door is wide open. You see the back door is wide open, and then you see a tied up, bound, naked halfling wearing nothing but boxers. With a handlebar mustache and covered with a black eye is tied up and hopping out from behind it.
I'll
Gilda runs up and sees this, and you can hear some cheering from back there, yeah, you guys got the rats, yeah, what the hell was that? And Gilda, she goes, oh my goodness. And she goes, oh my goodness. That's our cook.
Yeah. Someone had a grudge against us, I think. This was set up.
Well, that seems fairly obvious. Are you going to catch the guy or not?
Yeah, okay. And he'll bolt out the door and see if it can catch anybody.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to... Gilda, I trust it's in your hands. I'm going to help them. And I'm going to,
And the staff gets to work handling their portion of the job.
Yay.
2 people chose not to join the chasing until later. So I'm going to begin this chasing, giving the other side 2 successes already.
Okay.
Okay. This is a chasing. Let's go ahead and talk about how chasings work. So there's a new A5E thing for me to run. And the idea here is that in a chasing, we have, this is a sort of a narrative skill challenge, okay? And then in this narrative skill challenge, you all are going to tell me about, we're going to craft the story of the chase together. Okay? So kind of the idea here is that you pick a skill in your mind. First let's talk about this. Each opposing side, we take alternating turns. Okay? Alternating turns. And we're going to go in that order. Okay? So Deirdre will go first, then I will get to go. Then Adelaide will go, then I will get to go. Then, actually, we're going to go ahead and do first Deirdre, Colton, and then we'll go into the regular round because you 2 were already in there. So Deirdre, Colton, so it goes back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, right? The idea is that you are going to describe to me kind of what happens in this leg of the chase. You need 10 successes to win. First group to 10 wins, okay? 10 successes to win.
Right.
Okay. So you describe what you're trying to describe during this chase process. This is throughout the district. It's not we're not doing feet by feet here. This is an amalgam of time and distance. Running across bridges, slippery bridges from rain and such. You're running through crowded neighborhoods. Dark, shadowy alleys at night. There's all kinds of things that Sharn has to offer as you're going through it. So your idea is to kind of craft your tactic in such a way that it helps me figure out what skill you need to roll to succeed. You cannot use the same tactic twice in a row. Okay? You can explain personal tactics or you can explain group tactics. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Some skills probably won't work. So think about the fiction rather than what skill you really, really, really hope. I sure hope I can figure out how to make knowledge of history work. It's not going to work. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Think of things that would be useful in a chase encounter. So, Reba is rushing down the street. She's just unleashed a swarm of rats upon the unsuspecting patrons of your bar. and somehow also infiltrated your bar and started to work there. What the heck is going on here?
Right.
You're chasing after her. Why don't you go ahead and describe what your tactic here? So you just rushed out the door. Weave from you what we're kind of seeing.
So as she's fleeing, she's like throwing things up behind her, and I'm kind of like just sidestepping, trying to maintain my pace while going around the objects that she's throwing.
That seems like her tactic is
Okay.
trying to stop you with weapons. What is your tactic to catch her?
I'm going to be using my knowledge of the city to get in front of her, because I have the ability to move around the city and know pathways that other people don't know. So there's an alleyway that I know connects up to the street, where it could possibly put me closer or potentially even in front of her.
Okay, sure. If you like run fast enough, do you think you can get there? Or
I mean, it's just I know the directions of the city where the streets come in, and she's just taking the long way, and I know that.
Okay, I'm gonna make this an athletics check. You're trying to pump it because and I want to just give a caveat real quick.
Okay.
You got to tell me your tactic. You cannot tell me their reactions. So you can't tell me she's taking the long way. You don't know she's taking the long way. You can only talk about you. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Right. I'm just
So
saying,
go ahead and give me an athletics check to see
Okay.
if you can beat her to that point.
all right.
So this would be athletics.
18, 19.
Okay, 19. Yeah. So you take a shortcut and you when by the time you kind of come out of this area, she seems surprised and actually has to like throw herself out of the way of you, almost tackling her.
Mm-hmm.
You have definitely close in distance. You narrowly miss her as she sort of squirms away and continues. So as she kind of running through the neighborhood here, as you guys are kind of beating feet after her, she runs out onto a bridge and then leaps off down to another bridge down below, like hits, rolls, and then tries to keep going. So her tactic here is to try to quickly shift directions and then make a difficult jump and stick the landing. Otherwise, she could have flipped all the way over and continued on down, up to a mile down the city, right? So she's going to use acrobatics to get away from you. Okay. She hits the ground, rolls, and then continues to go. Okay. All right, putting her at 3 successes and you guys at 1 success. All right, who's next? Colton. Colton, what is your tactic for trying to catch her?
I'm going to follow suit and do the same thing she is. I'm going to try and jump across bridges and try to go over obstacles to move around, jumping from maybe streetcar to streetcar, down bridges. And
I love that. So you like a sky coach going by and you leap onto that or something. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, streetcar. Yeah. So you leap onto a sky coach. Okay, sure. Go give me an acrobatics check. Let's see if you can stick that landing.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Yeah, because you just said the same thing she was doing, which was,
Fair,
and that's
fair.
what she's athletics. So,
12.
yeah, it's less about the length of the jump. It's more about sticking that landing
Right,
and
right.
keeping your footing. That's what we're talking about here.
Cool.
So what'd you get?
12.
12. Fail.
Cool.
You end up slipping and falling onto a sky coach. You look up and you see a number of really surprised people. They're like, "Whoa, hey, what's going on? Hey, you gotta pay to get out of here! Get out of here!" And you end up having to jump off on a nearby bridge, and then end up a little bit behind.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we go back to Reva, who turns around and sees all 4 of you now in pursuit. Kind of follow her. She is going to duck down an alleyway, ducking down various alleys, trying to use the darkness and the twisting roads here, or twisting corridors of Sharn alleys to try to lose you. She's using stealth to try to get away. So hold on here. Okay, she gets and she seems to be succeeding. It's hard to keep an eye on her. You don't lose sight of her, but it's hard to keep up with her. We're gonna go now. We go back to Deirdre, and then we're going to the regular initiative order. So Deirdre, what is your tactic or the group's tactic to try to get to her?
Deirdre is seeing all these banners and knowing that she believes she can reach her. She grabs the banner, cuts the other end, and swings down to the next level where she last saw the halfling.
Sure. Okay. Sure. So you, go and give me a acrobatics check then.
18 on the die.
Yep. That is a success. You managed to you managed to still keep up pretty well. You see the alleys where she goes into, but you're not able to let you know that you're sitting there like, no, I know where those alleys come out ultimately. So you gotta jump, swing down using a banner to a laurel, and sure enough, you see her come out of the alleyway, and you're like, there, and just go right after her.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we go to her. She, seeing that you are coming after her as fast as you can, she is going to start grabbing large, like crates of boxes and trying to pull them down to try to like create some rubble or some more obstacles that you have to get over. She's going to use athletics or strength to kind of pull these down. So that's going to be she fails though. She kind of pulls at one and it falls the wrong way, and she very frustrated kind of goes ah, and then keeps running. Okay, we come to Adelaide.
Can I, since we're still up on an upper level...
Well, again, sure, okay. You're still on upper levels, what you said. Sure.
Can I use, sort of using my magic and sort of arcana to, like, run and if I jump off, actually use... Because I know we're not using spells, but if it counts as arcana to use, like, my feather fall to actually get down to them as I'm jumping.
You're jumping?
And trying to use the magic if I can.
You can.
Because I don't think I can.
Do you have Featherfall?
I do.
You can make a athletics check, but you can have advantage if you burn a use of Featherfall.
Okay.
So you're gonna make a acrobatics check. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you're trying to kind of leap down and stick the landing, if you'd like to, you may burn Featherfall to actually you can burn Featherfall to get an automatic success.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead and burn Featherfall to get the group an automatic success. Okay, I put you at 3 to her 4. Okay, wonderful. We're gonna go ahead and move to her. Seeing that that all of you are now, we're saying like maybe you follow suit too. We're saying that you're all on the same level, right? So like time is passing not round by round. It's like minute by minute. Yeah. She's going to go ahead and try to. She sees a night crowd. You guys are now kind of in a district in Middledura at this point. She sees a crowd of nightlife. People like coming, like big swarm of people kind of coming out of bars and such, listening to like music through the streets and kind of having a grand old time. Like you imagine like Beale Street, right? But for Sharn, she's going to try to lose you all with the crowd. She's going to roll a stealth check. Get in the crowd and try to lose all of you. So she's in the crowd and it's getting harder and harder to keep an eye on her. She has 5 successes.
All right. Well, I will try and get to a spot and try to pick her out of the crowd. Trying to be like, I think right there, and try to call out to my companions where she is.
So higher vantage point, get a higher vantage point, trying to look down and see if you can see her. Sure.
Okay.
So go and give me a perception check.
With pleasure. 19.
19. Okay, absolutely. You manage to point her out and are able to keep the eye on the sky for a minute there. She recognizes that she's being seen, and that maybe her ground vantage point isn't working out so well for her. So she starts to try to climb. She goes over to the side of a tower, kind of jumps off the side and now like trying to climb down one of the towers, like the loose stones and such, to get down to a lower level to put a basically like the street. She leaps off the side and is trying to get down to a lower portion to get like the street in the way, so that like basically put a roof over her head effectively. So eye in the sky doesn't work. So she's gonna roll athletics check to see if she can get down to a position where it's harder to see. It is harder to see. So she's got down to another. She's moved down a couple of stories there, and now is like twisting, winding streets, keeping you from being able to see her properly. We'd go to Brock.
Brock is going to see this going on, and like he hears Colton, calling out her position, but he's like, yeah, I know how to find her. And then he's going to just shout out as loud as he can to this crowd of people, everyone move!
Give me an intimidate check. See if you can scare the fuck out of this crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 19.
Oh yeah. The crowd scatters, and it's easier for you guys to move. You see, once they move, you realize that a bunch of drunks are like drinking on some stairs. You can just go down the stairs to the next level, rather than like trying to climb down a hole for your wall. And now you see her. You guys all see her down the road, and she's like running like hell. She sees all of you. Your intimidatingness has gotten to her, so she's going to go ahead and try to duck into some more alleyways. Especially one that's particularly filled with like hanging, fluttering laundry. Trying to lose you all there. But she fails. In fact, she kind of gets catted up in some of the laundry there, and like there's a little ghost running down the road. And she's bolting as fast as she can, but she failed. We're gonna go ahead and go to Deirdre.
Deirdre's going to do the ninja hop to get on top of the clotheslines and actually run across the clotheslines.
Oh wow, yeah, acrobatics, absolutely, acrobatics. Wait, what was that? That wasn't your last roll, was it? Was acrobatics?
Where I don't actually remember where that's it. Because I did acrobatics.
Oh, athletics then, because their previous tactic was acrobatics, so you had to use a different tactic this time.
Okay.
Okay, so athletics.
Well, that is. I'm going to re-roll. 10.
Fail. No, no. That's turns out jumping on from clothesline to clothesline, which this then was really, really freaking difficult, and it ends up really just like kind of more brachiating. But then like you're kind of brachiating, and just it's faster to just run. You hit the ground and start running. You've lost a little bit of time. Also, there's just all this like floating laundry hitting the ground, and a angry man wearing an apron comes out and goes, "Aye!" And such. We go to. Her, she sees you're brachiating, and then goes, there's a tower with like some of those hanging banners, like banner poles like sticking out of it, right? And she leaps out and she leaps like to grab onto one, and then is like trying to like kind of I try to like use these poles to get even further down, going toward Lord. She succeeds at that, so she's managed to get down to another level really quickly. You guys are looking for another way down. We go to Adelaide.
So she's sort of going down a tower. If I can, I'm gonna try and like run to that tower and try and actually like slide down to catch up to her.
Slide? What do you mean by slide
like,
down?
I
Do
guess
you think the towers are shaped like this?
I don't know if they have any sort of like ledge or anything to them. I guess I'm maybe not picturing correctly. To sort of like do a like slide tumble to gain momentum as I go down.
Sure. Maybe there's like a water gutter chute, right?
Okay.
Sure. Why not? Or rain slick ramp down. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Give me an acrobatics check.
Let's see. That is 2, 4, 19.
19. That is a success. Yep. You managed to do success. You guys are at a 6, and she's at a 7. Okay, we go to her. She sees you, sort of, for some reason I just imagine like you got like a sewer, like a trash can lid, and, like sliding down
The Legolas.
She is going to, seeing this, she's going to run into a narrow alley and try to do the leap onto a dumpster, kind of like that. Up to a balcony and kind of a up above thin bridge. Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia. She fails. She fails. Hits the ground hard and isn't able to. And has to just keep running. You guys are able to catch up a little bit. We go to Colton.
I'm going to try. This is taking us all over the city. I'm going to try, judging from what I know, try to figure out in my head like what is going to be the best route to try and cut her off so I can help direct my allies to it. Does that make sense?
Well, you don't know where she's going.
That's fair. Okay.
You can perception, look for a shortcut. You just use perception.
Right.
Yeah.
Goal was to try and use tracking skills.
That's not tracking. You're thinking of knowledge of the city, which is culture, but that's not going to help here. Nope, the knowledge skills are not really going to necessarily cut it here, unless you know where she's going and let you have it. But in chasing right now, your knowledge of the city, twisting hallways and such.
Then I'm just going to try and force my way through people. I'm not going to try and duck and weave around people. I'm just going to push my way through.
Sure, athletics check. You're just bodily pushing through people. So maybe she's like ducking into a crowd, and you start trying to push people out of the way, trying to not be polite about getting down this nearby stairs to get to where she is.
18.
Yep, absolutely. So you're pushing through, and you are now tied up with her. You guys are not. The group is now tied up. You can see her. She doesn't have too much of an advantage over you guys. Every time she turns, you're able to turn just after it. She can't seem to lose sight of you. She's trying as hard as she can, though. She ducks into a mannequin shop. Yeah, ducks into a mannequin shop. Tries to hide among the mannequins. But you get in there, and you definitely notice that there's one particular mannequin in child's clothing that just really looks like a middle-aged woman. A middle-aged woman who's still wearing a bonnet. And you go there, and she goes ah, and like runs out the back door. Yeah. There you go. That's wrong.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be serious. It can also just be
Brock is going to burst through that mannequin store window and try to like
the back window. Like,
yeah, exactly. As she's like running out. Well, I can't describe her actions, but he's going to basically try to cut her off by jumping through the window and getting in front of her.
Sure. You're trying to cut her off. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. Your athletics check.
Okay. Cool. 21.
Okay, that scares the crap out of her. You actually manage to like clip her, and she like rolls a bit, and like seems kind of bruised. Gets up, and she's like running. She's trying to run with a limp.
Okay.
She hits a ledge, hits kind of like a ledge, kind of overlooking a far distance down. Like there's no like quick short bridge, but there's a sky coach coming by, and she tries to leap out and like tries to grab onto the railings with it. So she's gonna go make an athletics check.
I hope she wins.
She does.
Okay.
Manages to grab onto it, and kind of like holding onto like one of the rudders. Right, on it, like holding onto the rudder, and the whole ship here, like kind of going down slowly, and she like lets go, and she's like on a way far down bridge and now running. But there's still other plenty of flying things and other stuff. So Deidre, what do you do to beat that?
So she's still in the ship, and it's going down.
No, she let go of the rudder and is now on a bridge and running.
Down the bridge and running. Okay. So making it to the bridge, I still have the laundry lines like tangled up with me. I'm actually wanting to try to try to lasso at her to pull her back or trip her up a bit.
Yeah, sure. So you're basically making a makeshift trap, kind of like a snare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a survival check. See if you make a good enough snare so kind of like trapping like rustling some cattle out in northern Breland. You're gonna go and wrestle yourself a halfling. Let's see, survival check.
20.
20. While you don't snare her up, you kind of wrap her and like trips her up, and she hits the ground, tucks into a roll, and she gets up and she's now limping. So all that significant distance she got. She's having a hard time maintaining that. So you got another success. You've almost got her. You've almost got her. She realizes that she's in a desperate situation, and she's going to try to duck down some more alleyways again, seeing if maybe she can lose you all. She rolls, and but she's not losing you. She's not losing you. Adelaide, what are you doing? What's your tactic?
Can I find the quickest way for us to all get down to her level?
You're all on the same level. As I mentioned, like you guys, like she.
Okay, I thought she had dropped down, so we were above her again.
And then she described that you guys got to the bridge,
okay.
And
then.
She lost with her. She had ducked in some alleyways, and you guys are still following her through the alleyways. But all right, what do you do?
I am going to. I'm gonna try and just like full on go at her and try and like actually like trip her up with my body. Like
athletics
I'm gonna
check. Sure, athletics check.
Skid.
Absolutely.
I'm going. Do we have any coins? We have one coin left.
One coin.
Why do I only have one coin?
You should have a lot more.
Yeah, you should have a lot more.
Oh, I'm hiding them under my book. I have not been re-rolling for her this entire time.
I could do Intrepid, but I don't know that that's going to help even if I get a 4. Because I got a 10. So I think I just fail.
You got a 10. You fail. Yep. Okay. Then we go to her. She's going to go ahead and as you try to tackle her, she tries to as you kind of try to tackle her and roll off. You kind of skid up to an edge, and she comes over and tries to push you off the edge. They're athletic. She manages to push you to where you kind of like and you're like holding on for dear life. As you guys have to stop to like try to help her up. That buys her enough time to clear some more distance. You guys the next success wins the chase.
Okay.
Colton, comes to you.
I am going to stop, hold my wand up in the air, and yell, "Stop, or you will regret it!" And try to just intimidate her to stopping.
Sure. Go ahead and see if that'll work. She's injured. You guys have been able to keep up on her.
And we have no coins left, do we?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
19.
You hold up your weapon, and she kind of turns back around to you and just kind of goes, and as she tries to turn a corner, you see her kind of, she like steps out under, she turns a corner and she turns around at you and steps under the light of a street lamp. And while Reba may have been lying about a great many things, she like starts shielding her eyes from the light. And like just sort of stumbling around there, and like sort of stumbles around out of the dark, there. Apparently, she is incredibly photosensitive, and she hits and at that point you're able to like kind of tackle her to the ground. And so Reba's squirming up against you, but you got her. And as she squirms, you see that the kind of the little bonnet that she's been wearing with her kind of messy hair kind of just falls off her head, revealing like a actually like shaved scalp, like covered in like little tiny scars and such. You see that she spits, and you can see like a top set of false teeth like spits out of her mouth, revealing like filed down fangs. And she's got this kind of wild look in her eyes as your waitress Reba Trojun says I'll tell you what I want to know. Just don't tell me. And we'll go ahead and end the session there for the night.
That's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Nothing brings a chase to a good close like a good old-fashioned threat of lethal violence.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that was an interesting session. Eh?
Damn it, Reba.
Damn it, Reba. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's wrap the session up here.
Yeah.
So good session. Sarah, how's Deirdre feeling towards this? Kind of at the end of this all here. I'm gonna turn on my funky end times music, right?
I mean, Deirdre is realizing how exposed having this tavern makes her specifically, with the people that can come into the bar. I don't know if she just didn't like think about it. But she is also 100% right now convinced it's Froon sabotaging the tavern.
Sure. All right.
And so she is very, very anxious to interview the whatever this is.
Sure. All right. Adelaide, how's Adelaide feeling about the events of tonight?
Adelaide is mortified at the sabotage that has transpired on our opening night, that we were sabotaged and that people were made ill in our establishment, and how that may reflect on us. I think she also feels guilt because she allowed this person to be hired in and didn't catch it. It's her failure that this person made it into our establishment.
Okay. All right. So probably looking kind of redeem herself then maybe a bit, and that kind of fix that wrong then. I bet, right?
Mm.
All right. Well, how about Colton? How's Colton feeling about the events of this evening?
Furious. He feels like this cannot just be a random act of sabotage from a group of randomly organized hobos. Someone on opening day has chosen to make this extremely personal, and he has a good idea of whose door he's going to kick in looking for some answers.
All right. You have to do some breaking and entering, right? Yeah. All right.
They'll be breaking. And then entering.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Metaphorically kicking down doors.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a really good way to get the Sharn watch called on. Yeah.
Oh, they're bribable.
They are.
They are bribable.
All right. Well, what about Brock? How's Brock doing?
Well, it sounds like there's enough outrage to go around. So Brock is
ecstatic.
No, he's
so many fucking rats.
He's probably a little bit worried that this may damage the reputation of our business, and we may not be able to use it for the purpose that we told our handler that we were going to. In which case, wow. We are the agency is down 1,000 gold pieces with nothing to show for it, and we might get in a little bit of trouble. So little worried about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we will next time we play. So in 2 weeks, for those of you at home, 2 weeks for those of you here as well. We will go ahead and take a look and see what happens. I think the next steps that you guys take may determine whether the White Stag can. Whether you can save its reputation, before make sure keep it from dying before it even has a chance to be reborn, really, or see if it crumbles and it crumbles in your hand like so much sand, right? We will find that out next week. In 2 weeks. Thank you for watching Basements and Besties episode 5. Really appreciate you all sticking out and watching this episode. Hopefully you found it enjoyable. We look forward to seeing you next time.
In the basement, next to the freezer with the gabagool in it.
Gabagool!